So, welcome to session 9. So, is there anything we need to go over before we start? All
I don't
right,
think
I'm
so.
going to go ahead and go through the recap then. So, previously, you spotted a twisted metal spire behind hills. You traveled to the location to find a canyon of sorts with a large white pyramid like structure rising from the ground 200 feet below. You explored the area, finding a bridge leading into a holy place, where you found water that could grant or remove life, vaguely humanoid, ghostly statues, a large crystal, and engravings of humanoids in supplication to the moon. You found large metal doors embedded in the floor, surrounded by 4 pedestals, each with 1 foot wide and 1 inch deep depressions in their surfaces. A presence entered Ayer's mind from the crystal and then seemed to fade, though he still believes it's still there. After trying to explore further, you continue to the Autotoma Cave. Once you reach the cave, you are beset by what you call Cthulhu Panthers, although you have yet to give them real names from what I understand. After defeating them, you found a small set of caves. You found where the automata were first discovered. Ayer remembered being activated there. You discovered that the large form automata were missing and found evidence of them being removed from the cave and not under their own power. You found a metal disc, 1 foot in diameter and 1 inch deep, by investigating a dead end. You figured out how to open the path leading further into the complex. You explored as far as you could, but found your path blocked. A power crystal cannot be recharged without the use of at least 3 level 3 spells. You found a silver and a gold metal rod. As we begin, it is the morning of the 15th of Helia. It is hot and dry. You wake up after sleeping in front of the Automata Cave. So I'm going to go ahead and move you back to the Automata Cave for the moment. And what do you do?
Okay.
All right.
From
I'm going
my
to wave my hands in front of our automata. Hello? You in there? Knock, knock.
You notice that today he seems a bit withdrawn, and he seems to be hanging out at the back of the group.
Ugh.
At least we don't have to carry him around. I'm fine with that.
I wonder what's going on with him. He was saying something about voices. I hope he's not getting reprogrammed.
What?
Reprogram.
He'd better not be.
All right, so you're inside the Automata Cave. So what are you going to do?
Okay, well, first things first. While I'm not optimistic about us being able to find more discs in here, I think we should look and see if we can find any just in case before heading south.
That's an excellent idea.
All right, fair enough.
So how do you do that?
We can start by going through some of these trash piles. What about trying to find any clues? Not necessarily footprints, but any trash or anything discarded or lost that might give us a clue as to who took the large automata?
Okay. So you start looking through the trash piles. So we have one over here. Who, if anybody's looking through that one?
Well, I guess I'll start there if nobody else is doing anything.
Fair enough. Go
Okay.
ahead and make a perception or investigation check.
Well, I am going to put on my amazing spectacles and start checking.
All right. And Ragu, it looks like you're checking up here. So same for you, a perception or investigation check.
All right, I've got my owl here to help me.
Okay. So you search through the pile, and it is discarded debris. Unfortunately, you aren't able to pin down a specific location or specific person or group. Although based on the materials, it's definitely from your world, and it looks like goods, leftovers of goods you can buy in Mavin. And while you're digging through it, you notice something metallic. And you find a 1 foot diameter and 1 inch thick disc.
Ooh.
It's number 2.
Pico, you're searching through the discarded debris, and for a moment it looks, you thought you saw something interesting, but as you go through, it turns out that it's just a pile of trash.
Oh well.
Isn't there a pile of trash where I'm standing by this?
Yep. You want to search for that? Go ahead and make
Mhm.
perception or investigation. Okay, yeah, you dig through it, and you too think you find some leftover wrappings and so forth that came from shops in Mavin, but you're unable to find anything else interesting.
Any other piles to search through in here? Or I guess we can check the other room.
Yeah, those are the only piles that you see.
Yeah, we still have the other room where the large automata were. Maybe we could find something there. Even if it's nothing we can recognize, maybe there's people back home that can do divination-y type things.
Okay. All right, so yeah, you go into the second room with the where the large form automata were, and this room looks like the people were a little bit more careful. You don't see any trash or debris from home left around. You do, now that you know what to look for, you do see like gouges in the ground, and the dirt that were heading toward the exit. But Pico previously found evidence near the entrance, so that's no surprise.
How's roll 20 running for everybody else? I'm finding it's pretty unresponsive for me.
Let
It's a
me try
little
and
bit
roll
jumpy. It's hard
something.
for me to navigate, but
Okay,
for
just
me.
making sure it wasn't me.
It's pretty smooth for me right now, actually.
Yeah, it's fine for me at the moment.
all right, this
Well,
this area down here is pretty dark, but I should have some night vision. I wanted to see if there's any possible something left down in here.
Fair enough. You look around and you see the rocks down there have been recently disturbed.
yeah, that's where I found the first one.
Yeah, I'm just hoping there might be something left behind by the people who are dragging these things out, because I mean, a broken buckle for a rope, or a block and tackle rig, or something that would show how they move the stuff out, etc.
Okay, you can
Sure.
go ahead and make an investigation or a perception check then.
Ready?
And can we get any second opinions on the other rubble piles? I mean, now that we found 2 discs here, I can't help but think that maybe they're all here.
Yeah. And we should maybe, you said you found the first one over here, right?
It's over in the dead end where Ragu is, yeah.
Maybe we should check some of the rock piles as well.
Yeah.
Back
Probably
in
check
this
all the
room.
wreck piles.
Ire hasn't moved. Look at
He's
that.
not
Look at
here.
that. That's so strange. Shut up. You're breaking the immersion.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, he
What's
was
he
saying
doing?
something about voices yesterday. Maybe he's doing some sort of robot thing.
Well, I'm not carrying him.
He does seem to be following you guys around. He's just not not saying anything, and not really doing anything. But
Yeah.
you definitely don't have to carry him. Galen, I'm gonna have you make a perception check since you're in that area.
Oh, okay. I'm notoriously good at perception.
Better than I am right now.
When you're passing by this area, there's a glint of something shiny that catches your eye in this pile of trash.
There's something shiny over here, guys.
So
I'll
what do
go
you
ahead
do?
and- I'm gonna go ahead and look through the trash pile for
You
the
do,
shiny.
and you find a disc at the bottom that was mostly covered up. I guess you were just caught the light just the right way, and you find another of those metal discs.
That's
Sweet.
3. All right.
Okay, we gotta have. There has to be a fourth one here.
Okay, that's the
Check these
pile I
rock
thought I searched through. I'm not having a good day on that. Wario, which pile did you search?
This one up here, but yeah.
No,
Oh,
no.
yeah. There's one right there.
That I'm pinging the one I searched through. Jeez.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead and roll if you want, Galen.
Does somebody want to help me?
I'm there. I can help.
All right, just because I have a pretty terrible perception.
All right. You
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
you search.
Look, it's a +1.
You search through that pile, and you find two things. One, you find some frayed rope. And the second thing is you find some sort of buckle or something along those lines. It looks like it was used with the rope, but
Huh.
you don't find
Buckle.
anything else.
A
Well,
buckle
yeah,
for
let's-
the rope, like a belt buckle type deal, or
No,
like a
more like part of a rig.
oh,
yeah, like
okay.
a block and
Like a
tackle,
winch
broken
thing.
carabiner type
Mhm.
of thing. Things for heavy dragging. But yeah, I think we should probably take that. Maybe somebody else will be able to have a better chance of figuring out who touched it last or something.
Or, well, I mean, let's just see. I'm gonna pick up the buckle. Are there any like markings on it or
It
anything
looks
like
like
that?
it was damaged. You're not seeing any obvious signs of markings.
Okay, well, if you guys want to take the buckle, go ahead. I don't want to have it in my inventory though.
I got it.
Okay, cool.
The small amount of rope that you find and the buckle all together would probably still be a 0 weight, so it's not. You can add it to your inventory without weighing you down.
Ah, okay. Well, it sounds like Ragu wanted it anyways, so I'll let him take it. All right, does somebody else want to check these rock piles?
I'll try
Sure.
first, although I recommend somebody follow up afterwards because you found one of those discs in a pile that I failed to search properly.
Okay, you're searching the rocks.
Yeah.
Yep, you find. Unfortunately, you only find rocks. You don't find anything else interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try this pile up here.
Okay.
Let's see. Failing my investigation check to find the investigation skill.
Alrighty. Yeah, you search this one, and this one looks like it hasn't been touched in a long time. You're pretty sure this one's been undisturbed.
By the way, since my investigation roll failed to find the disc that Galen found, was that a roll of consequence?
I suppose it would be.
Oh, that's good to know,
Pico,
actually.
just out of curiosity, don't you have your handy dandy thing that gives you a bonus to your investigation?
I have what gives me advantage, which is why I'm rolling with that right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought there would be a plus. I didn't realize it was to advantage. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
And you're pretty sure that there's nothing in these small piles because it would be pretty obvious just to looking at them.
Sounds like maybe the fourth frisbee of power will be in another place.
Can I
Maybe
try
we should
this
take a
pile?
peek downstairs real quick, just in
Does
case
that-
there's Oh.
Hmm.
Can
Oreo's
I,
got
can I,
Yeah,
can
go
I-
ahead.
You want
Okay.
help? I can help Oreo with she's searching these rocks.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Ooh.
eh,
Okay, it's
my
yeah,
name
you find rocks.
I'll go ahead and give it a try.
That's strange. There are rocks in these rocks.
How bizarre. Yeah, I'll try and intimidate the rocks. I'm sure that'll go well.
You're searching through, and under one of the rocks, you can see another couple inches of frayed rope, and you also find a hook.
Okay. More evidence that we might be able to have somebody else use. Can I go ahead and look through too, or are we pretty well done? Pulled it apart.
There's a pile of rocks just to the south of us. If we don't find anything here, we might want to go back downstairs or down the ladder and check down there. Just make sure we didn't miss anything there before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
So were we done with this pile up here then?
Yeah. This is the new hip pile.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll.
I can search if you want me to.
Yeah, go for it, Devok. Search them rock.
Okay.
You can roll with advantage. I'll help out.
I'll do. Where's it?
Okay, you're pretty positive that there's nothing interesting with this pile of rocks.
There's nothing interesting inside of this pile of rocks.
Rip. All right, let's check downstairs then.
Yeah, I was gonna say this one here has already been thoroughly explored.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, as far as checking downstairs, you've already done a pretty thorough job of going through the boxes and everything. I'll say that you go down and you do another sweep, but you don't find anything else.
Okay. So yeah, the fourth power frisbee is somewhere else.
Now these
And I just try
Big
the
round-
rock just outside of the cave just in case.
Sure. How long
Gonna
you?
say, I think-
There's lots of piles of rocks out there. How long are you gonna
I'm just-
spend?
I'm just gonna go to the first two piles out here. Not that much.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll then.
Galen, wanna help me?
Yeah. I'm here.
Thank you.
And while you're rolling, Pico, you had a question?
oh these round platforms or whatever. Is there anything interesting about them? Does it look like anything could go under them or anything?
They seem to be pretty well attached to the ground. You have the feeling that they go they go underneath the whatever ground is underneath the dirt, which appears to be some sort of metallic surface, but you don't see any way of getting at it.
Okay.
Alrighty, so that's a 21 there. So yeah, there's definitely nothing interesting with that pile of rocks.
Can I go through this last trash pile here?
Yep.
It looks like there might even be a skull and some bones. Who knows what all's in there?
Yep.
Alright.
All right, yeah, you search, you find the old remains of some food, like some bones and whatnot from food brought from home. Apparently, it wasn't all just trail rations. You find broken pieces of a barrel, and then various other leftovers, but you know there was an expedition here, so that you're finding stuff you would expect to find there.
Alrighty. I didn't find anything overly interesting over there.
Did we verify whether or not these discs were magical?
No.
We did not, but we have 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you guys don't mind waiting 10 minutes, I can go ahead and pull something up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
let's
it.
check that, because if they are magical, then you can walk around a bit, just see if you spot any suspicious glows.
That is a good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and ritual cast detect magic.
Okay, and yeah, they definitely do have a faint magical glow to them.
Okay, is there anything unique about the magical glow that could keep me off, help me find them?
It looks similar because I believe you guys did the same thing with those cylindrical things inside, or something like that. So it looks like that. It definitely has a different look to it than magic from your world.
Yeah, I'm going to go back inside, and as long as I can keep my magic detection going, I want to just kind of check every crevice and pile.
Okay, yeah, and you find that those blue cylindrical objects, they're also glowing. You find that the pads where the automata were are glowing, although not quite as much. But otherwise, you are unable to find any more glowing bits.
Okay. Yeah, it's not in here. We can check downstairs, but I think we've already done that pretty well.
Yeah.
We've got 3 out of 4.
All right.
Maybe 3's enough.
Well, it's on the way. We can try and see what happened. Or who knows, maybe the last one's actually there at the site. We didn't really search too thoroughly in that regard.
Let's see, who would know this? Pico probably. Go ahead and make a intelligence check if you don't mind.
All right. Intelligence. Oh, okay.
Nice.
I'll take that.
So, from what you're able to discern from the, um, the way these things were covered up, and the fact that a lot of them were in the trash piles and everything, it's likely that they were accidentally left behind. So you figure there's actually a decent chance that the previous expedition brought one or more of those back with them.
All right. Well, that. Okay, that spares us too much hunting around then. So I'll go ahead and share that particular thought.
Okay, so yeah, if they have one on the other side, because we weren't privy to all of the information that the first expedition did collect, so
Actually, you weren't. They gave you some information, but
that's why I said we weren't.
oh, I see
WERNT.
what you're saying. You're right. Go ahead.
Yeah, we weren't privy to that, so they might very well have disc number 4, right? Because we need 4 of them. For the
There might
4
even be
tentacles.
a shit ton of bricks, and these things are just used as like universal keys for a lot of
Yeah.
places.
So yeah, we might find 5, 6, or 7 of them, but theoretically we need 4.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe 1 will open one door, 2 of them will open a different door, 3 will open a different door. We don't know. We could try that to see if it might work.
All right. So what do you guys do?
Hold on, let me
Uh,
open up the map.
I think it's time to start heading south.
Fair
So
enough.
we've got 2 competing possibilities. One would be to go back over to the spire, which would be a relatively safe area to camp out. Would also allow us to try out the discs. The other possibility is, since we have to go south and maybe slightly east, would be to go east first as we're going south and explore some slightly new territory, since we are here to explore. And given that we don't have all the keys for the spire, the only real benefit to going there is just as a known safe camping space.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, I know we just kind of caught a glimpse of it as we're passing by, but I did see something kind of big right here. I mean, we can always kind of loop around wide and take that back to the portal as we're leaving. But that's
That
for the
should be on our
future.
way from the crater.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So yeah, our first, you think, to the here?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. South and to the east. Who's in favor?
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah,
I'm
it
in
sounds good to me.
favor.
All right. Well, that's 3 people voting for it. So, all right, gonna go southeast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you're traveling, you notice that Ire seems to be sticking to the back of the group. But part way through the day, he actually, as you stop, probably for a noon break, maybe to get a meal or just to take a break from walking. And Ire mentions that that presence that entered his mind is gone. He says that he felt it there just barely one moment and then not the next. He didn't see anything, but the departure was sudden.
Interesting.
That is strange.
Otherwise, nothing else happens on your way. You don't see any structures or anything that stand out. Though you do notice that to the east are some rather high cliffs.
Alrighty.
Well, we can definitely check those. Cliffs seem to have caves, which is where they like to conglomerate with their civilization in this very arid and dry place.
All right. So yeah, it's about midday. So what are you guys gonna do?
Let's see. Hold on. I'm trying to get my bearings here.
Do we want to
Well-
go check out those cliffs, or do we think that might not be overly critical?
I don't
get
think
the
it's really that important right now.
I do get the impression, though, that the crater is just far enough to the east. We could travel southeast for the rest of the day, then go due south the rest of the way. So that gives us a little chance to explore, but not really slow up our progress.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
go
like
ahead
that.
and move your hex then when you're ready. Alrighty, so you continue traveling for the rest of the day. It's a hot day, like I mentioned before, and when the sun goes down, it becomes chilly rather quickly. And eventually, you get to a suitable spot to make camp. And so you find yourselves at night, and again, it's been a hard trek through the hills, lots of navigating around, not navigating around cliffs, going up steep hills, and all the while dealing with the obnoxious mule. So I'm going to have everybody make a Constitution save, DC 10. Okay. Ragu, you gain a level of exhaustion. It's been a very exhausting trek, and your legs are killing you, and you feel like you could use a week off. Everybody else is holding up pretty well. Devok, is there a reason you had advantage?
No, I did that accident.
Okay, so you got a 10 then. So you're also pretty sore. You don't gain a level of exhaustion, but you are just teetering on the edge. You know, it's like any longer, and you would be exhausted as well.
Is there a way to kind of get that back in a short rest, or?
Yes. So the way it works is that when you take a short rest, you can make a DC Constitution save, and if you make it, then you can gain back one level of exhaustion. So when you sleep, you can make another save, and you might rest. You know, you might rest and it's gone. If you fail, then you'll wake up the next day exhausted.
Alrighty. I don't feel like doing too terribly
Yes.
much for camp.
Yeah, it's probably about 95 on average. And Galen, you notice that Galen scaled the cliff over here, and seems to be peering into a giant hole. So, and Galen, as you're peering down the hole, you suddenly feel a draft, kind of a gust of wind into the hole. So go ahead and make a dex save.
Whoa. No.
And you notice
if that's
that.
not good enough, I'll use favored by the gods. I'm not falling in the hole.
Okay, go ahead and roll favored by the gods.
Okay. 2d4. Yes.
Okay,
no
so
hole.
you almost failed in, and at the last moment, the wind stopped and you fell back on your butt.
Okay, I'm getting out of there.
And the
abyss
rest of
stared
you,
back
or at least
too
some of
hard.
you, probably noticed.
What'd you find up there?
A hole.
Exciting.
Yeah. It's like the abyss from that one poem, only it stares back really hard.
And it sucks.
Yeah, and it sucks, exactly.
Alrighty, so is there anything else you guys do before you camp out?
Well, let's
I think
clear some.
You're muted there, Dave.
Let's clear some of the rocks so I can get at some dirt. I want to go ahead and give us a shelter.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of got the hang of doing that, so you managed to do so.
Alrighty. And guess we can chow down and prep for the next day.
All right, so you find yourselves in your shelter, and sometime in the middle of the night, you hear a booming metallic voice speaking in common. And you hear it say, "Honesty, do not lie or cheat. Courage,
Well,
never fear to act. Compassion, aid others. Protect the weak. Honor, treat others with fairness, and let your honorable deeds be an example. Duty, be responsible for your actions and their consequences." And you notice that the voice, in addition to being kind of metallic, sounds very similar, although different, than Ire. So you're currently in your shelter, and you're hearing this coming from the outside. So what do you do?
um, let's take a peek outside.
All right, you
Seems
peek
there's another
outside,
Crusader bot.
and you see a glowy, translucent form pacing around, saying those words, and he looks exactly like Ire, except translucent and blue and everything, but the shape is exactly the same. And it's pacing back and forth and constantly saying the tenets of devotion.
Okay.
A real ire
Hey
around here,
there.
or
The real Ire is currently in its repair phase, so he's definitely there, but he's essentially his version of sleep.
Okay.
but yeah, this here isn't specifically entirely ire.
So what do you do?
I'll walk up and be like, "Hey there, what's going on?"
The apparition looks at you, Galen, and as it stares into your eyes, you need to make a wisdom save.
Oh boy. Okay. No.
And as it stares at you, the apparition starts to fade. You notice this too, Ragu, since you're out there. And Galen, you notice a presence starting to enter your mind.
Okay.
Galen, Ragu, you notice that Galen is staying rod still, and the spirit has walked right up to him and is staring him in the eyes and is fading. So what do you do?
I run over to Galen, kind of grab him by the shoulder. Snap out of it, man. Come on now.
As you do
I
that,
just kind of half drag him away.
the apparition becomes more solid again, and Galen, you come to, and then the apparition continues to walk back and forth. Honesty, don't lie or cheat, and so on.
That's kind of creepy
Interesting.
there. I'm not sure what is going on, but I'm thinking we don't want. Is that what Ire was talking about in his head? It's just let's back up a little bit and discuss this.
Okay.
All right. So, what do you do?
Well, Ire is over there, so I do not know about this ghost, but this ghost keeps going on and on.
It really would have been nice if Ire were a little more coherent. This seems like something we really need him for. Galen, do you remember anything about the automata and these tenets or whatever he's prattling on about?
I probably
They
know
sound-
the devotion. That's probably a pretty common religious tenet.
Yeah, I would say you would know about the tenets of devotion. And yeah, you do recognize that as being the same tenets that are etched on Ire's body.
Mhm.
And they're the same tenets that he follows as a paladin.
So yeah, I don't know what it wants here. Is this a celestial? Would I be able to use celestial lore on this?
No.
Okay.
It does. It seems to be some sort of apparition, but you don't think it's celestial.
So it's not like a god sending a vision to us or something. I'm not sure what the hell this thing is.
And then finally, as you guys are discussing, it stops, and then it looks at you. Duty! What is your duty?
Oh, we need to tell it it's what our tenets are. What are our tenets? Our
I
duty
think it
is
need-
to.
I think we need to parrot back to it what it wants to hear.
No, I think that is exactly what we don't want to do to this thing. Because it can enter our minds and know if we're lying.
And let's keep it from not doing that.
Well, easier said than done. I
I'll
think
keep
we
an
could
eye
tell
on
it.
you.
If I shake ire at all, does the apparition do anything?
Nothing happens with the apparition. And Ire might even become conscious temporarily and talk, and then go back to his sleep. It doesn't seem to be directly attached to Ire, or not directly affected by anything Ire does or doesn't do.
Ire, does it
Um,
seem to be of any meaning to you?
He mentions the tenets that it keeps talking about are definitely the tenets of his devotion, but he doesn't understand why some strange apparition would be saying them. Although he
All right.
does mention that it seems the apparition itself seems somewhat familiar. There's something about its voice. It might even be the same apparition that was in his mind.
All right, well, I'm going to tell it our duty is to explore and return. See what happens.
He looks at you and says, "Return. You are here."
Return to our home.
He shakes his head. What does that mean?
I don't know if I should tell it. I don't know.
You must be honest. You cannot
Yes.
lie or cheat.
Of course. We need to return to our home on the other side of the portal.
What does that mean?
Uh,
How about this? We're here to try to protect this world against the evil that is trying to infect it. We certainly don't want the Kylon here.
So you are acting out of courage and compassion.
and
Yes,
duty.
that's true.
He nods, and then you notice the spirit fade.
Okay, cool.
We did
Good
it.
one. Good save. Good save, Devok. Or not Devok, sorry.
Rico.
Rico.
Everything.
Yeah, it was probably good that Devok didn't talk to him.
You've got a point.
You'd be like, hey, how did you get here? How can I summon some of your friends?
Alrighty then. So, do you do anything? Do you go back to sleep, or do you do anything else first?
Sleep.
Well, I mean, yeah, if the apparition's gone, we're not detecting anything else going on.
See, everything has gone back to exactly the way it was before.
I guess
Ire,
it's...
anything new in your head?
He says no.
All right, let's go back to sleep then.
Yeah,
Are-
I guess it's sleepy nap time.
All right, Ragu, you can make your Constitution save then. It's DC 10.
Already.
Okay, so you sleep through the night, and when you wake up, you feel refreshed, and the fatigue from the last day is forgotten.
Does this day mark the third day that we've been here?
It is
Um,
now the 16th.
And we
I
got
think
here
we're on
the
day
13th.
5 now,
Yeah, because I'm
Is it-
counting by our water.
because it took 2 days to get to the spire. Then
Wait,
another.
I-
hold on.
I
I
have
had marked
here
off
that
3 water. Am I
no,
wrong?
we refilled that when we went to the spire thing, so don't really go off of that. I'm talking about like how long
Okay.
we've been since we got in here. Because my point is, a couple of you guys have the temporary hit points. If we've passed the third day, you guys don't have that anymore.
No, I have them in for 6 days. Although, yes, that's a great point. I don't know how long we've been in here.
Session 27, 22, 9, yeah, my understanding is we're on day 5.
Day 5? Okay, so
In-
we have
Starting
1
day
day
5.
left.
In Lumev, we've been in day 5.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
so
is
we
the
have...
morning of the 5th day.
Okay.
Because my math
What's
on
the morning of the 5th day?
Ilia 27th was when we actually went to the went through the portal. Let's see. Let me verify this. Yeah, because there was a mention of the Cthulhu Panthers. There's the part about the Phoenix Hawks. So yeah, the 27th was, or excuse me, the 12th was the first day we were in, which is day 27. And right now I've got us marked down as being on day 31. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, that's 5 days. And we're at the beginning of that 5th day.
Okay.
Okay, so we have today and tomorrow with our extra hit points. Although if
Yes.
other people want, I have one more slot of that spell, which I can cast when it ends.
Okay, so I'll take you back to the map, which I have to recenter every time for some reason.
Yeehaw.
Alrighty, so you are now on the next day. It's yet another hot day. It's about 90 degrees right now, and you just got up. It promises to be fairly blistering.
All right, let's head south.
Okay,
Yep.
go ahead and move 1 hex. Alright, so as you were traveling to the south, you come across a set of caves and you notice that I don't have characters on the sheet, on the board. You notice that the caves seem to be howling. As you approach, there are 3 caves, and you can hear wind blowing out of the caves, and then it changes to blowing in the caves. And each cave, the sound is deeper than the last, almost like a harmony. So what
It's
do you
like
do?
It's a giant stone organ.
Alrighty.
So yeah, so the first cave is up here, the middle cave, and then the last cave. So this is the highest pitch, the medium pitch, and then the low pitch. And so yeah, as you pass by, one moment it's blowing outward, another moment it's sucking inward.
How loud is it? Would it hurt to be like inside with no ear protection?
It's basically as loud as somebody screaming.
Okay.
Lovely.
And did I get all your characters on the map? Or I forget it?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it right.
No.
All right, so what do you do?
We should make some ear protection and then head in.
Boy.
What do we have to plug up our ears with?
No.
Maybe we could just use some cloth, or I don't know.
Would there be like some wax in my tinderbox?
I've got a candle that we can melt down to do like little plugs or something.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right, so yeah, you melt down your candle. Go ahead and remove it from your sheet, and
Yep.
you make earplugs.
Let's head in, boys.
All right, so which of the 3 caves do you enter?
Is there some sort of rhythm to the 3 different tones? And there's something about a song or a tune?
Oh yeah, is there any song? That's a
Not
good
that
thing.
you can't really make out what you'd call a song. It's almost harmonic, but isn't quite. All right, Oreo picked a tunnel.
Oh.
So,
I'm going in stealth.
all right, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Okay. Where is?
All right, so you're going in stealthy, and yeah, as you enter, you notice that the walls and the ground, it's all rocky, and these appear to be natural caves, but the walls and the ground are slick. And you can feel this when the wind blows against you. You feel this mist hitting your face, and it seems to be coming from this direction.
But I don't see anything so far.
You do not see anything so far other than rocks, debris, and it looks like maybe from partial cave-ins. Um, and yeah, that's about all you see so far.
I'll move in a bit more.
And as you go around the corner, you see up ahead a bluish light. And the light seems to flicker and change. And against the wall, sometimes you notice some caustic patterns.
I point out to Ragu that what I see up ahead.
And as you're looking around, there is an especially hard gust blowing against you. Go ahead and make a dex save. Okay, as it blows against you, you put your back against the wall and manage to steady yourself. And then it stops, and then it starts sucking in. But you notice that it's sucking stronger, and it's actually blowing stronger from this direction. Although it's also sucking and blowing from this direction as well.
It's like the breath of a giant beast.
Yeah, although I don't know if we can actually talk to each other right now because we're all.
Oh,
things-
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Your ears are you got not only your ears, you have something in your ears, but once you're inside, it's pretty loud.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you do?
Well, unless anybody that wanted to try the other one, I'm gonna keep going in one direction. So somebody say something, or else I'm gonna keep going.
I just kind of do a hand signal, eyes looking at you, and then 2 shakes forward. So I'll follow you.
So I will. I'm still interested in the patterns on this side, so I'm gonna keep going this way and see if I can see better at what's going on over there.
Okay,
So do the rocks impede me, or can I actually move forward?
you can move forward. They're covering the ground, but you can move forward. And you notice that there's this pool of water and you see the wind passes through and it seems to blow the surface off, and that's where that mist is coming from. But yet you see it bubbling from beneath, and it always seems to stay full. And you see that's where the caustic patterns on the wall are coming from.
I kind of give like a bit of a shrug to Ragu, like, what the heck are these? Just to point out the patterns so he can see them too.
Okay. What does this acrid smell like? You said it was a bit of a caustic residue on the walls. Does it smell
No,
like
there's
chemicals in the moisture
no
in the
smell.
air?
I said they were slick, not and I said caustic patterns like you would get from reflecting out of water.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Glowy
meant
light
like
rays.
acid etched on rock or something.
No.
God
And-
rays, sort of.
Oh, char stuck in a wall. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. I'll just unstick them. All right, so Oreo, what do you do?
I mean, I'm not really super excited about trying to get across that, so I'm probably gonna point to Ragu that we're gonna go the other direction first, maybe. Just 'cause I don't really want to reverse that just yet.
Okay,
Alright, I nod.
so you go the other direction, and up ahead this way, you can barely make it out, but there seems to be some hole up here. And as you're looking at the hole, I'm going to have both you and Ragu make another dex save as you get another especially strong gust. Okay, Ragu, you manage to hold some rocks and stay on your feet, whereas Oreo, you get blown off your feet and you land in the rocks prone, taking a point of damage.
Will
And
I
then the
get
wind
up?
stops and then blows the other way again, etc.
Can
And
we
in the
kind of, can we, based off of the pattern that it's blowing, can we start to learn how frequent that is, so we can kind of brace ourselves when it's about to happen?
there does seem to be a pattern, so I would say if you can make a probably a perception check, DC 10 perception check. Okay. All right, so both you and Ragu seem to or think you have a handle on the pattern. Or sorry, you and the familiar have a handle on the pattern. Ragu doesn't look like he rolled yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here I am.
All right. Ragu is also fine. So you guys have been in there long enough that you have figured out what the pattern back and forth is, and you're able to brace yourselves. So up ahead, you see another one of those pools, and it seems to be. You see that it's a light seems to be emanating from it, and you can see the caustic patterns along the walls and the ceiling. And then to the north, you see what appears to be some sort of hole in the ground where at least some of the wind is coming from.
I point that out to Ragu, and then I just kind of like look at you to see like which way do you prefer, east or I guess it's a west or north, left or
I
right.
kind of motion towards the glowing pool 1 and then up north 2.
Okay, so I'll go in this direction.
Yeah, I see Devok was walking over to me anyway, but getting away from the cave.
You're muted.
Gathering Devok and Galen together, I'm gonna away from the loudest part of the cave. I'm gonna yell out, "I don't like the idea we can't see them. Should we go ahead and try and follow them?"
Maybe.
Yeah, I tried to earlier, but
We do
Alright,
have
alright.
these plugs. Let's take a peek.
Stay close.
Mhm.
All right. Meanwhile, as they're entering Oreo, are you guys kind of standing there, or are you rushing forward?
I was still trying to be as careful as possible as I'm doing that. So I'm just moving to
Yeah.
a certain spot, but then I'm obviously not
Okay.
trying to do it in a rush.
Yeah,
So in that,
we were going to be investigating the glowing pool. We weren't rushing it anywhere.
fair
Yeah.
enough. So that probably gives them enough time to catch up then. However, at least one of those heavy winds is going to blow, so I'm going to have everybody who's going in make a deck save.
I turned on my lantern so we can see.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Lantern Man.
Okay. Pico, you make it. You fall to the ground as the wind blows you off your feet, and
No.
you hear a loud crack as your lantern slams into the ground. But fortunately, while there is a large crack in the glass, it still seems to be holding together. And
Alright.
and Devok, you took a point of damage. And Galen, did you make your roll?
I didn't, but if I can, I'd like to also help Devok up. But I'll make my decks first.
Yeah, you'll have to see if you're still up. Okay, so yeah, you're still up. You brace yourself against one of the cave walls, and then you're able to help Devok back to his feet.
Any pieces of broken glass that fell out of the lantern, I'm gonna pick up and kind of tuck inside the lantern.
Okay, you do so.
All right.
All right, so Pico, you can see Oreo and Ragu. You can see that there is a glowing pool of water that seems to be emanating this blue-green light. All right, so what are you guys going to do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch them for a moment.
Okay. So Pico, Devok, and Galen, go ahead and make a perception check to see if you're able to figure out the pattern. Pico is not, so Pico, you're going to need to make another deck save.
Can I do investigation, or does it have to be perception?
You're not. It's not really an investigation. So yeah, I think it is perception. All right, Devok, make another deck save. You have no idea. It's random.
Is since me and Ragu can see them, can we for like a moment just come back and help them so that they can try their roll again?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask too. Go over there and then hold your hand up, and then as the wind comes, grab their shoulder, embrace them, and then hold your hand up again, to signal the timing.
Is
All
that
right.
one
Well,
with-
they don't have time for you to help them with that first perception roll, but they do have time for you to help them from falling on their faces. So, Pico, if you head over there and help, one can help Pico, one can help Devok. So, Pico and Devok, you would have advantages on your deck save. But before we get to that, Galen, go ahead and make a perception check.
All right.
All right, Galen, you are able to figure out the pattern, and you brace yourself as the wind blows. Pico and Devok, go ahead and make deck saves with advantage.
Devok, those saves are not liking you.
No, they never do.
All right, Devok stays on his feet, and we'll see what happens to Pico. And Pico has no problem. He's dancing in the wind at this point. All right, so Pico, Devok, and Galen, if you missed your perception check before, you can roll it again.
Okay.
And I think you have advantage because you got help. So both of you roll again. So Pico, you make it. Devok, you make it. So you guys have all figured out the wind pattern and are able to stay on your feet.
So I point out to them the whole water situation, and I tried to the best of my ability to say that there was something similar like that around the corner in this direction, but I don't have the capability to investigate, or I don't know if there's magic or something involved, so I'm gonna have to leave that piece of it to the people that are good at that.
Okay.
All right. So
Well,
what do
let's
you do?
go let's go investigate. Arcane lore, artificing, who knows?
All right. Well, at least from where you are now, you weren't able to figure anything out.
I know I'm having a little bit of lag. I haven't moved yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, you guys seem to be having trouble tonight, or some of you.
I think it's just the server. I mean, it might be bogged down. All right, and the pool is right here.
Yep, you can definitely see it kind of bubbling. You can see the light coming out, and as you approach nearby, I'm going to have you make a deck save.
Buddy, buddy.
Since I'm nearby, can I help him or something if I see something that will have has triggered his need for dexterity?
Yeah. So in this case, he doesn't need it. You back out as this tentacle reaches towards you, and this ooze, this large ooze, just kind of squeezes itself out of the water. And at that point, I'm going to have you roll initiative.
Oh, heck.
It's ooze. That's not a good initiative. It's better than -1.
Alrighty then. Is that everybody? No. Okay.
No, I could have sworn I hit the roll button, but it didn't take. There we go.
Alrighty. So okay. Let me descending. Alrighty. So we're on round 1. And Ragu, this ooze just reached out and tried to grab you. You were able to back out just in time. So what are you gonna do?
Well, let's see here.
Oops.
As he just reached out, Char was on my shoulder. Char fluttered and flipped around me and flew back over towards Oreo, giving me the help action. And I am going to go ahead and booming. Well, do I need to step forward? Wait, I do.
Yeah.
How's that working? That thing's off-sized.
Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah, you still need to be in the adjacent hex.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and booming blade.
Okay. Critical hit.
And it's magical because I'm booming bladed.
That is correct. So it looks like it took 14 points of damage. Yep. All right,
And-
you hit it for 14 points of damage. Really strong hit. What else are you gonna do?
That's gonna have to be it because it was a spell, so no bonus action attack.
Fair enough. All right, Pico, you saw Ragu strike the ooze with his sword. I believe that's part of your spell, correct?
Yes, that's
Alright.
why I have to make the sword attack, and then if it hits, then I can add magic damage.
And you saw it split and then kind of reform, but definitely took damage. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to go ahead and rush in, hit it twice, and then back out, and returning to the same spot I started. Is there any reason why you would need to move my token, or can I leave it where it is?
You can leave it
while
where
I'm
it is.
doing
That's fine.
All right.
That's it. All right, so you cut it for 7 points of damage, and you hit it a second time, and cut it for another 3. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Oreo, you've seen 2 people cut this thing, and you've seen the cuts kind of reform, but it does seem to be slowing down. So what are you going to do?
Can I move this spot or the adjacent spot next to it?
Yeah. So
I'll
you
have
have to
to
be still have to be adjacent. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna hit it with rapier.
Okay. That's a hit. All right.
And I believe that he is adjacent to Ragu
He
right
is,
now,
yeah.
right?
So you can do your sneak. All right. So it looks like 11 points of damage.
And then with my offhand,
That's also a hit. For another 3 points of damage.
I'll stay put.
All right. All right, Davak, you can see this creature getting cut back and forth. It seems to be slowing down. What are you going to do?
I'll move, and then I'll shoot it.
All right. That is a hit.
4 damage.
All righty.
And that's my turn.
Cool. Another good hit. All right, Galen, you can hear the sounds of combat, though I don't think you can see it from your vantage point.
I could not. Now that Devok's moved, I don't even have light, so I will move 1, 2. I'm kind of like blind. 3, 4. Is this the slime?
Yep.
I'll shoot it from here then.
All right, so is that in dim light for you? No, you should have good light.
I could move
Actually,
one more.
it's in very dim light for me, and I should have dark vision. The only time I actually get real light is when Devok turns the corner.
Yeah, your dark vision is supposed to be dim light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you only get bright light with actual light sources. All right, Galen, go ahead.
Okay. I will shooty.
That's a hit.
All right. Bang.
And you hit it for 9 points of damage. And as it comes up, the creature's almost dead, or at least so it appears. But it waves its tentacles, and you hear the shrill sound come from the creature. And at this point, I have to add a few more things, so give me a moment. All right. Alrighty, so you hear this shrill sound. You hear sounds coming from deeper in the cave, coming from this direction. That this sloshing and some wet sounds. So, Ragu, what are you going to do?
I'm going to Char is going to fly over this way and then back up here out of the way, giving me help. And I am just going to swing away since I didn't notice any real reduction of damage, whether the attack was magical or non-magical. So we're just going to go ahead and swing
Okay.
for another crit.
Yep. And yeah, so go ahead and roll damage. All right. This particular slime falls apart, and you see its bits go back into the water. You get the feeling that it won't be dead forever. Is that the end of your turn?
A quick spin around of this room, and I just kind of gestured to Oreo and Devok, let's make it for the door.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh.
we should get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna light up a. Well, actually, I guess Devok's got his lantern, but I'm gonna go ahead and.
Well, hold on. Don't everybody move at once. We're still on Ragu's
Oh,
turn.
we're still in combat?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're still in
okay,
combat.
sorry.
Yeah, that's why I went ahead and moved. I didn't know if I could move past you guys, or
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can,
really want to push
they're friendlies.
past.
You can move past them. So as long as you have movement left.
All right. In that case, yeah, I will go ahead and step out here.
Okay.
Looking up this way and down this way.
There's a hole in the ground here where the wind seems to be coming out of, or at least some of it. And then you look south, you see the way you came in. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, my last little free action, I guess, is looking back to Pico and Galen and gesturing north-south shrug.
I
I was in this room.
North,
So north, okay. Because
and
I
then a
was
thumbs
back in
up.
the room. I couldn't tell where the screams came from for more combat zones.
Oh,
It definitely came from this direction. You feel like deeper into the cave.
Okay.
All right.
Is that where you gesture, Pico, or do you still say up?
well, I thought you were going by what direction you thought we should go, so I was thinking up. Well, shoot, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. We may not want to go towards enemies, so I
Okay, if
guess
you
I would
say-
have interpreted it which way we should go. I'm not necessarily thinking towards a fight, so I guess I'd still gesture north without really necessarily being sure what you were asking.
Okay, in that case, yeah, that's what I will be doing.
Fair enough. All right, Pico, what are you going to do? You just got your gesture from Ragu. You spent your free action responding. So what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to light up Produce Flame. So I've already turned that on anyway. And I'm going to check north.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you head north. You like I said before, you see the hole in the ground. And it looks like the hole is big enough that if you wanted to, you could actually squeeze in there.
Is there any wind moving from it?
There is. Sometimes it's heading out, sometimes it's heading in, but it's you feel like you would have enough friction that you could climb against it.
All right. And it's small enough that I could fairly easily brace myself
Exactly.
to not fall.
That's what I mean. It's big enough to crawl through, but yet it's small enough that you can kind of make yourself big and brace.
All right. I'm going to make a horizontal hoop shape Ragu and then kind of do a hand gesture towards my remaining arm. And then I'm going to go ahead and peek forward and have a look down the hole.
Okay. You peek down the hole and you see it goes down probably about 4 feet, and then you see it branches off into a bunch of different directions.
All right.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm gonna retreat back a little closer. I think I can get back to about here. Well, let me park myself a little more like that.
Okay.
I'll stop there.
All right, Oreo. The bits of the creature have all gone back into the water, and you see that some people have left this immediate room in the cave. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go all the way out to there. I see Pico at the front, and I just kind of gesture whether we're still going up or we're getting out. I just want to get an answer.
Okay.
Sorry.
I make a gesture, kind of like a swirling fist, and then punching my other hand, and then point at the directions of the cave. So it's like wherever the combat is.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I guess we're miscommunicating, but I'm just playing
Well,
into
that's
it.
what you guys did. So what else do you do, Oreo, or is that the end of your turn?
No. Hold on. I'm thinking.
Okay, fair enough.
Jeez. Patience, man. Okay, hold on. Bonus action to dash. I'm gonna go here just to see. Do I see anything? Because you said earlier that's where the sounds were coming from,
Yeah,
right?
they're definitely coming from this way, and you think you see a tentacle.
So I point out to Ragu and I say that's where it is. So I'm just gonna move up to there and then stop and hold my action, which would be as soon as it's in melee with me, I will attack with my rapier.
Fair enough. All right, Davok. Oreo's now left the cave. What are you gonna do? Not the cave, but the room. Sorry.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Actually, wait, I can move more. Let me see this. Okay, so there's a slime over here. I was wondering why we were still, like, in combat. But, yeah, I had my turn there then.
Fair enough. All right, Galen, you've seen where Davok and Oreo went, and Ragu and Pico seem to be going to the north. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna follow Devok. 2, 3,
Good.
4, 5. Oh. 5. Well, I have to go somewhere. I'm gonna shoot this slime.
Okay, go for it.
Shoot slime.
You hit. It steams as you hit it for 8 points of fire damage. Is that
These
the end of your
things are
turn?
tough. Yeah, that will be the end of my turn.
All right. So the slime moves forward. The ooze moves forward,
No.
and it attempts to. It basically attacks you with its tentacles, and hits.
Yeah.
And you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and you have to make a
Oh.
DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
DC
Is it-
13?
Is it
Yeah.
considered in melee with me or no?
No, it's still out of melee range.
Okay.
Is
Says
it
Galen moved in
dexterity
front of
or
you.
strength?
No, it's dexterity.
I'm just
Sorry,
reading what it
Oreo.
says.
I didn't know where it was. It's my bad.
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, it's a strength to
Uh,
break out. It's a dexterity to avoid it. All right, so you are now restrained.
Am I in the slime?
You're basically in the slime.
I don't want to be in the slime.
Yep. So you are now in the slime, and that's the end of your turn, or that's the end of its turn. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right. Round 2. Ragu. You heard Galen move past, and Galen, when you were getting swallowed up by the slime, did you scream or anything?
I mean, yeah, but it probably
Okay,
wouldn't
you
have.
heard a
it probably
scream
wouldn't have-
coming from this direction. That sounds
I
like
don't know if
Galen.
they really would have been able to hear me though.
Yeah,
Well, we're not completely deaf. I mean, they're wax earplugs, and it's not like it's deafening decibels in here. It was
That's
just a
fair.
little bit of hearing protection. So yeah,
yeah,
you're
and
gonna
I would
definitely hear
say
something.
that you are being swallowed up by an ooze. You probably scream pretty loud.
Yeah, that's true. It was scary.
And if
Alright.
came down to it, we could always do perception checks for that if there's concern or debate on it.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I think you heard it just fine. All right, Ragu, what are you going to do?
Quickly wave to Pico this direction and start moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, we're crowded. I gotta wait for Roll20 to catch up or something.
What's the issue you're experiencing?
My lighting isn't fully lit and my character won't move. I can grab him. Oh,
Can you move him now?
okay, now. Yeah, now I can move him. All right.
You
Where
can
is
you can move
Galen?
all the way up to there because that's considered a spot.
All right. I'm definitely gonna run all the way up to there
Okay,
with Char.
Char's right there.
Char was on my shoulder.
Okay,
As I get to that spot, Char is going to fly past him this way, giving me help,
okay,
and I am going to slice down hard, trying to separate Galen from the ooze, because it's like a tentacle coming out of the ooze and wrapping around him, right?
No, at this point in time, it's more like he was pulled into the ooze.
Oh, in that case, yes, I got to be very careful not to hit Galen as I try and cut the ooze off him or something.
Yep, go for it. Okay, that's a hit. All right, you do slash him for 8 points, but that is not enough to free Galen. Is that the end of your
Right.
turn?
Since it wasn't Green Flame Blade, it was just an attack. I'm going to go ahead and have my Trench Kukri to cut him out. So another slashing.
Okay.
Oh, that should have only been regular.
All right, but it's still a critical hit. All right, so it looks like another 9 points of damage. All right, yeah, you definitely pounding the thing, but it's holding tight to Galen.
All right. Trying to get you out, buddy.
I'm very
Pico,
tasty.
you heard the scream and you hear the sounds of combat. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and follow. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wow. 6, 7. Wait, is there more than one in? No, that's Galen. All right. I'll go ahead and get close enough to. Well, I guess since I've. Let me verify something here real quick. Concentration. All right. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and attack with one claw.
Okay,
I've still got my light up for what it's worth,
fair enough.
so I can't attack both.
Okay, that's a hit. All right, for another good 6 points of damage.
I'm going to use feline agility to back up.
All right,
All right.
is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Oreo, Galen is inside the ooze. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna go to that spot to hit him.
Okay. That is a hit. These things are pretty easy to hit. All right, and another 3, so 10 points of damage as you angrily stab them.
And then offhand dagger.
All right, and another hit for another
And
point of
then
damage.
I'm gonna move out, which I know is gonna provoke, but oh well.
Fair enough. So he is going to do his attack, which is a 13, which I do not think is good enough to hit.
Right.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
All right, Davok. Galen is still inside, but the thing seems to be getting lower on health. You can see Galen kind of just floating there in the center of the thing. What are you going to do?
Shoot it. Okay, hold on.
You got a critical hit.
It's gonna be 2 damage. Oh, never mind.
All right, and you blast it apart. And as you
I'm
blast it
saved.
apart, Galen falls to the ground. But Galen, I need you to make a Constitution save.
This will go perfectly fine.
All right, you are now poisoned.
What?
And
Alright.
basically what that means is, well, you actually have, I think, disadvantage on your actions. But let me double check here. Handouts, combat.
Yeah, there are a couple of different kinds of poison, so I don't know which is
And
which.
I'm sure nobody's going to hear it, but I'm going to say a rescue worthy of Engelva Heaven.
So yeah, you
Vengeance
you
to
are
all.
poisoned. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks while you were poisoned.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks?
That is correct.
Okay.
All right, Davok, you just blew it apart. Is that the end of your turn? All right, Galen, you can hear the liquidy sounds coming from the north. You have the feeling that there's at least one more. What are you going to do?
I'm poisoned.
You can still do things normally. You just have disadvantage on ability checks and attacks.
Alright, I'll have to figure that out after combat. I can't
Yeah, that's a good thing
see,
it wasn't instant death poison.
so I don't know. There's liquidy sounds coming from the north.
Yes.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna move here and I'm gonna hold my action until I see the slime. Once
So
I see it, I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at it.
okay, so as soon as you see it, you're shooting it.
Yeah, I can't see anything. It's very dark.
Fair enough. So you see the slime
I see it.
come around the corner. So go ahead and get your shot off.
Okay, guys, I don't want to get eaten again. I should have run away.
That
Oh,
hits.
okay.
And so it burns them for 8 points of damage. And through the steam, you can see the tentacle whip out and attempt to grab Char.
That's not good.
It hits. And you see him eat Char, at least until Char loses enough hit points and Char vanishes. And we're now at the beginning of round 3. So, Ragu, you just saw the ooze come around the corner, get a firebolt to the face, and eat Char. What are you going to do?
Oh no, I'm definitely running into attack. Come on.
Are you stuck again? Let me move your character.
There we go. Oh, you moved me back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here, you just wanted to do that?
Yeah, I was just running up.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you were stuck on the wall. Okay, go ahead. All right, that's a hit. An angry hit. All right, you slash him for 9 points of damage. A solid hit. Is that the end of your turn? Okay, you follow up, and that hits. For another 7 points of damage.
viciously laying into this thing. Arg.
Fair enough. All right, Pico. For some reason, Ragu ran off. He seemed very angry. What are you going to do?
All right. Moving forward.
You notice the Char is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, I'll go ahead and move up and help attack this thing.
Okay, so you have to move up one more to hit it if you're dealing melee.
You can move into and then
There you
out.
go.
I'd be out of movement doing that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a hit. All right, so you slash him for another 4 points of damage. Is that the end of your turn, or are you going to do another attack?
No, that's it.
Fair enough. All right, Oreo, you saw the bird get eaten. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna go up to here and then attack.
Okay. All right, that's a hit. Gonna do your sneak. There you go. So yeah, it's a solid hit for 13 points.
And then offhand.
That's also a hit for another 2 points.
And then my final movement to get to here, and I know that's it's gonna provoke.
Yep, no problem. 13, which does not hit. Is that the
That's
end of
it.
your turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Devak, you can see the creature's almost dead. What are you going to do?
I move up and shoot it.
Critical hit. And you almost blast it apart, but somehow it's holding together. You don't know how you know this, but you know it has 1 hit point left. All right, Galen, the thing is almost dead after having eaten everybody's favorite owl. So what are you going to do? Galen?
Okay then.
I'm thinking.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was muted because I have burgers. I was talking the entire time. My
Oh,
bad.
okay. Fair enough. So what do you do?
I am going to shoot it with a firebolt.
Okay, go for it. That's a hit. And you destroy it.
Yes, I got it. Okay, cool.
All right, so we're going to end combat for now. All right, so you find yourselves in the cave with bits of the ooze lying all over the place. The wind blows, perhaps blowing some of it in your face. So what do you do?
Let's
I'm
leave.
looking at Rage to see Ragu to check his reaction. Sure, there's plenty of rage there.
We should not let the slimes come back.
Yeah, we should probably. How about we leave and do the thing that you guys were trying to do, which was set up a communication system before I decided to come into the cave.
All right.
And I want to peek forward first, make sure.
How
after
deep do these caves
stopping for a
go?
moment, just to get an idea what we're dealing with before I come back to the main group.
Okay. So you look and you see another one of those pools, which you suspect is where that thing came out of, and then you see a dead end, but you notice that the floor and ceiling are perforated with tiny holes, and that seems to be where some of the wind is coming from. But they're too small to fit through.
What's right here to my south?
Say that one more time.
What's just to the south of me?
That's a stalactite.
Okay, and then
So yeah, you see the dead end. The floor and ceiling are perforated with holes. And yeah, the wind will blow in and out as usual. You see the pool of water that's glowing and rippling. So what do you do?
Guess I'll check behind this. You say, wait, stalactites or stalagmites? Are these ones on the ground?
Well, there's both. There's one on the floor and one on the ceiling. You're just seeing the ground version.
Well, I'll check behind them real quick, just to see if there's anything there, and then gesture to Ragu for us to retreat from the cave.
Yeah, you don't see anything behind.
All right, in that case, go ahead and step back out. It's gonna
Okay.
be fun.
You can both make your way out.
And I noticed that
Before we
Darkvid
retreat,
doesn't-
yeah.
Go ahead.
Before we retreat from the cave, Ragu's gonna pour some oil on top of this pool of water, light it, and then leave.
Okay, you do so.
Stupid friggin' thing. I hope that burns you.
The oil burns.
Or burn a stupid friggin' slime thing or friggin' raggin'. Char didn't deserve that, rattin' frattin'.
All right.
As we're passing by here, there's still little bits of that goo.
Yeah.
Let me check. I'm gonna take one of my empty oil bottles and put a little bit of that goo in it, and then seal it and see if it's,
Okay.
look at it.
Fair enough.
What is this thing?
And actually, while you guys are climbing around, I actually will show you a bigger version so you can get a good look at it. So everybody see that?
You nasty.
Yes.
And you guys will have to figure out what you want to call it.
Owl eater.
How about well, who was the first one to see it?
You're the first
Myself.
one to get eaten by one.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But who was the first one to see it? I feel like the first one to see it should get precedent.
I think it was
Oreo and I
both.
saw it at the same time.
Hmm.
No, but I think no, but you were still closest though. I still feel like you probably get the rights on that one.
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
name it. Just
I
because it
will.
ate me.
I will name it in a minute.
Okay. You got to think of something juicy.
Yeah, right now all I can think of is Owl Eater.
Jello.
All right, so you make your way outside of the caves. You can still hear the howling wind. So what do you do?
Well, we got a taste of it in this cave. Do we want to try the other caves first, or do we want to keep going deeper into the one pathway that was going north?
That pathway to the north is a dead end. However, I did spot okay, one where we fought the users is a dead end. The other pathway to the north has a small hole with some passages below. It looks like we could climb down.
Hmm.
So should we check out the last cave here and then go down the hole if there's nothing else in there?
Well, we still got technically 2 caves to check out here.
Yeah.
Oh,
We-
yes.
We also might not want to spend too much time at these caves so that we can keep going to the crater.
I'm confident that we haven't spent very much time here yet. All we did was walk in.
No, I'm
We
saying
got
not
no-
yet, but if we start extensively exploring these caves, it will take up time. So if we want to spend the rest of the day here, I think we should decide soonish.
Well, let's just check
Yeah.
a cursory check of these other caves and see if they're just kind of dead-endish, and then we can decide to go down there.
Yeah, sure.
and we can take a peek down, and if it looks like it's going to be extensive, then we can decide whether or not we want to stay or go. But it shouldn't take long to explore what's up here.
Got it. All right, I'm
I-
good for that.
I will go in first in front of people's to make sure if there's another slime, I will hit it first.
Fair enough. You enter and you see a rather large stalagmite pair, and you can see the blue light, bluish light at the end, and the caustic patterns.
I kind of held my hand up, and I think there's one up this way.
Okay. So you see that the path, you see a little bit of a cave in. You see the path branches off to the right and to the left. So what do you do?
I will come up.
The
To
pool that's over
here.
here is that we want to probably try and avoid because that's where they're coming from.
I was gonna
Ragu
say-
rushes forward.
I was going to say I come up to here, not a full, not right up to it, like a hex away, and
So
draw
you're
my
probably
sword.
about there then. Fair enough.
Yeah, and I draw my sword, staring right there at it.
Okay.
Oops, I
You're
didn't
staring at it. Nothing's happened yet. Are you going to go
Okay.
forward?
I gesture to Pico and Ori that I am going forward, and ready my weapon, ready to attack as soon as I see movement. Step right on up.
All right. Fair enough. Everybody roll initiative. Oh yeah, so you would have that as well. Hold on. What am I doing? Okay, roll initiative.
I'm already on it.
4.
Wow, these things are slow.
Yeah, what the hell?
Since I had an action ready, do I get my do I
Yeah,
get
you
the
could basically get a as soon as the tentacles start reaching out, you've already know what they're going to do, so you get a free attack before combat officially starts. So go ahead and take it. Okay, you got a hit. And yeah, you angrily stab it for 8 points of damage, and then combat officially starts. All right. I think Pico is detained shortly. So Ragu, why don't you go again?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. So Pico, what do you do? The ooze reached out to grab Ragu. Ragu angrily stabbed it. So what do you do?
I'm going to rush forward a couple of hexes to attack it, and then I am going to back up.
Okay.
Where I am.
Fair enough. So go ahead and make your attack. That's it. Yep, and you hit it for a good solid hit for 7 points. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that'll do.
And then Ragu, you just stabbed it, but you're so angry you could just stab it again. And you hit. For another solid hit for 8 points. And you hit him again as you just keep stabbing away for another 5 points of damage. He is now at less than half health. Galen, what are you going to do? You hear the sounds of combat up ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna shoot this slime.
Okay.
Or ooze, I guess it is.
All right, you hit. And you hit it for 5 points of damage. Is that the end of your turn?
No, I can't end there. I will back up to there, though.
As you back up, you notice one behind you, who
Oh.
I will now add.
No, no! I thought it was safe back here. I was just gonna run all the way back down. I should
I
have done
thought
that.
I seriously thought I was like you do see it, right? Like I was wondering where you're gonna move after that. I was like,
Well,
okay.
That's where you
No,
are,
I
so
didn't
go
see it.
ahead, put
I
yourself
was
back.
gonna hold on. I'll put myself back. I was gonna just run back down. I should have done that.
All right, Oreo, you see the creature behind Galen. You see Ragu angrily hitting the ooze ahead. So what are you going to do?
The ooze didn't actually move out of Ragu's way, right? I mean, I was gonna say like.
Yeah, it was moved accidentally. It's still there.
So I'll get up to melee with him and then hit that
Go for it.
with rapier.
That's a hit. For another 8 points of damage. And another 5 for your sneak attack. And it's nearly dead. You hit again. For another 4 points of damage. And it's so close to being dead that you know it has 1 hit point.
I will stay put though. That's my turn.
All right, Tavok, you know there's an ooze to the north, and you hear Galen make a noise as he finds an ooze this direction as well. What do you do?
It's like, oh no, not again.
My shoot ooze 6.
Okay, go for it. You blow it to pieces.
Well, even with 1 damage.
It had 1 hit point left. So at the end of
You
your
blew it to pieces very gently.
I expect you to do more 1 damage, honestly, but 1 hit point was enough. So is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Ooze 3 moves up to attempt to eat Galen again. With a 21, it hits. So Galen takes 8 points of damage, and Galen, you have to make a DC 13 Dexterity save,
Okay, let me make that.
which you
Okay,
make.
so
So you
I take
avoid.
8 though.
Say that again.
Take 8.
You took 8 points of damage.
Okay.
It was a solid hit as it slapped you across the face, but it couldn't quite get a hold of you. All right, the beginning of round 2. Pico, you notice Galen getting womped on by the ooze, and he got hit pretty hard too. So what are you going to do?
Can I grab Galen and swap places with him so that I can lay into the ooze?
Galen, are you going to cooperate with that?
Yes, please, yes.
Sure.
Anything I can do to help that would be great.
So go ahead and move your. Yeah, there you go.
It's okay if Pico didn't do it. Ragu would have.
That hits. All right, so you stab him for 9 points of damage. Oops, I meant 9 points of damage. Hold on. There you go.
All right. And I dance around the thing to get behind it and make sure we've got nothing surprises coming.
And you see another hole. And it's similar to that first hole. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Ragu, you saw Galen get hit really hard. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna rush right over to here and just run up swinging.
Go for it. You hit. You slice him for 6 points of damage. And you miss your follow-up. No, I take that back. No, you do miss your follow-up because you rolled a 1, which is always a miss. If it wasn't for that, you would have hit anyway. Its AC is 5. All right, is that the end of your turn?
It is.
All right, Galen, the ooze is still there, and Ragu is furiously fighting it. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'll shoot it and then.
Okay, that's a hit. You
1
hit it
damage.
for steaming for 1 point.
Okay, I'm gonna back up to here.
Fair
and
enough.
That'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Oreo, the ooze is still going strong. What are you going to do?
Gonna move up to here and attack it.
Okay. That hits. For 6 points of damage, plus your sneak for 12 total. And you hit again
And my action,
for another 4 points of damage.
and I stay put. That's my turn.
Fair enough. All right, Davok, you can see the ooze is being attacked by multiple fronts. What are you going to do?
I will shoot it.
Okay, that hits. And a solid 10 points. It's almost dead. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
All right, the ooze is surrounded, but it's going to go for what it perceives to be the easier target, but it may be wrong, and attack Oreo. Oreo, an 18. That's a hit, I believe, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you take 9 bludgeoning damage as the tentacle beats you on the side of the head, and make a DC 13 dexterity save. That's a strength save. Do you want dexterity?
Oh, sorry.
All right. and you are now it basically pulls you in, and that you are now inside the slime, or inside the ooze. Sorry about that. And beginning of round 3, Pico, Oreo is inside the ooze. What are you going to do?
Okay. I am going to. Actually, let me verify one other thing here real quick. Oh, actually, it looks like I could have probably just ignored the flame the whole time and just attack with both claws anyway. Alrighty then, so that's what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and come up behind this thing.
And you have advantage because it's now flanked.
All right, so first attempt, main attack.
That hits.
And
Perfect.
second attack.
And you cut it to pieces. And Oreo flops to the ground. And Oreo, make a DC 13 con save. You make it, so you avoid getting poisoned. And Galen, remember, you are still poisoned, which means you have disadvantage on attacks, which we didn't account for. That's fine.
Yeah.
We forgot. And ability checks.
Question, Jeremy, because you have your effects and conditions on the character sheet, couldn't he select that so that it automatically does this thing, or is that set up that way?
I don't think so. You should mark it in there, though. So go into your effects and mark poisoned. So if it's still there next session or whatever, we hopefully remember.
I put it in my wound injury category.
Oh, if you click on your character sheet and you scroll down to effects and conditions, poison is in the list. So you just click the little box or the little circle.
Oh.
Do you see it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
All right. I'm going to go back over to the hole here and shine my flame down in it.
Okay, you do so, and you see it goes down about 4 feet, and then it branches out all sorts of different directions.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the rest of the group, and I am going to make another. Actually, no, I'm going to make a smaller circle with horizontal circle with my fingers in one hand. Then I'm going to point at the hole and then do a walking gesture with my fingers going downward and then shrug.
I nod, but I hold up one finger as in wait a moment. And then I make kind of a mortar and pestle symbol with my hands and point at Galen.
That sounds like our cue to go outside.
To the outside.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay, I'm gonna heal myself and Oreo.
Okay, using the herbalism kit, and if somebody could help me, herbalism kits can create
one's for me,
antitoxins for poison.
Oreo, don't worry.
Okay.
I can
I don't know how long it takes or nothing.
So, okay, go ahead and make an herbalism roll with intelligence.
All right. Is anybody gonna help me?
Yeah, I'll help.
Cool. He also has herbalism. And
Oreo 7 plus your hit dice.
Cool, thank you.
Okay, so you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I deal with this poison based on what little you know by looking inside, but you got a little sample and everything, so you're trying to figure it out. And you think that you probably could make a poison. It would require, though, a heat source, some water, basically one dose of water for one person, and an hour.
Okay, I share that with Pico. I think we can do that. If we just use the lantern as a heat source, gives me a little flame, and I can use some water.
Okay. So yeah, have somebody mark off one of their days worth of water, and then you spend an hour, and you're able to make an antitoxin, and Galen, that'll take away your poison effect.
Yay! Thank you.
All right, I can mark off the water if nobody else is.
I can
Okay.
mark it off. I'm the one who's poisoned.
All right.
Okay, now that we're all healed and not poisoned, now I think we can go inside and explore down further.
Do we want to do that, or do we want to do one last check on the last cave?
Ah, yes, we were going to be checking the last cave, and then we can do that. They
Maybe,
seem
'cause
to be short.
it looks like that ooze had to have come from below since I didn't see a pool of water. So there may be a vested interest in killing these things up here so they can't ambush us down below.
Excellent idea. Any reason to kill them.
All right.
And
Alright.
Ragu, you gain a hatred of oozes, and at this point in time, as long as you hold that hatred to oozes, you get advantage while attacking them.
Ah, ha ha! I will take that.
So add it to your sheet somewhere, and you get advantage with that using the owl while fighting oozes.
Considering that we already know what we're probably gonna be coming up against, I'm gonna have my rapier and my offhand already ready as I go in.
Fair enough.
I'm going in.
Yeah.
All right.
Also
you see,
refreshing my spell.
you see another pool of water. Are you going to intentionally trigger it?
I'm waiting for the others, but if no one,
Yes, I am going to intentionally trigger it, but you guys better let me get in there first. I'm typing right now. Hold on.
oh, okay.
All right, here. Let me move over. And okay, where are we? Oh, there we are. All right, I bring out my weapons. I look back at you two and nod, and I boldly step forward, waiting to hit the first thing that moves out of this frickin' pool.
All right. So everybody, roll initiative. Is that everybody? All right. Ragu, take your first attack since you were prepared for it.
Erg.
And you have advantage. That's a critical hit. You are angry. Unfortunately, you didn't get a good hit. You were too angry to aim properly. All right, so round one. And Ragu, you get to strike again. That's how angry you are. And you hit. For another 6 points of damage. Is that then your... Oh, wait. You're going to do your offhand, right? There you go.
Yep.
That hits. Another 8 points. You knocked it down, almost down to half health, all by yourself so far. All right, Davak. The ooze has come out, and it's at a little bit more than half health. What are you going to do?
It will. Yeah. I'll shoot it.
Okay. All right, that's a hit. For a solid 5 points of damage. And Galen, you can hear the sounds of combat. What are you going to do?
Okay, very slowly. 1, 2. That's all I'll do, and I'm gonna shoot this ooze.
Fair enough. And that's a hit.
Oh, no, I shouldn't have had advantage.
But that's
Or-
fine.
oh, wait, no, I
we're
had
taking the first one.
disadvantage.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine, but we're taking the first one if you're not supposed to have it. So that's a 16, so that's a hit.
Okay.
All right, you hit it for 3 points of fire damage as it steams a bit. Is that the end
Just
of your
for
turn?
good measure, just for good measure, I'm gonna go back into my hole.
Fair enough. You are now in your hole. All right, Oreo, the creature is getting hit and is at less than half health. What are you going to do?
Is there enough space for me to fit around and flank it?
Yes, there is.
And
All
I'm gonna
right.
go there and attack.
You too have advantage, so what are you going to do?
Attack.
A critical hit. You guys are not messing around with these things. And, oh, another 6 points. Wow, so that was enough. You took it out. So you took that one out in record time.
As she finally, runs her blade through it and it starts falling to the ground, may Engel van Haven spit upon thee, and I spit at the remnants.
All right. Fair enough. All right, so we're out of combat. So what are you guys gonna do?
Do you want to keep going up Ragu first, just in case there's more in that direction?
Yes.
I'll be right behind you.
Trying to move. Hold on. Give me a sec.
All right.
It is pretty dark, but I am not seeing any.
You find another hole.
I point over this way.
And it is very similar to the others. It seems to go down about 4 feet and then branch off a bunch of different directions.
Okay. So now I do a shrugging motion. Like, are we now gonna go in since we know they're all three, or do we want to still decide outside?
I'm
I
nodding.
agree. Yeah, I agree. I nod.
All right.
Want me to break out the rope and hook, or you got it?
It's only 4 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could just crawl down it.
Okay, so Pico, you go down, and it branches off in probably about 8 different directions, all around in a circle. So which direction do you go?
I'm thinking east.
Oh, did we kill it? Sorry, I am back.
Here,
I'm-
I'll help
I'm-
you out. There you go.
I'm trapped in darkness. Okay, thank you.
And I do have produce flame out.
So turn on your torch then, or lantern.
Oh, we're still on the upper level, so
Alrighty, so Pico, which direction? Or you said you went east, right?
yeah.
All right, so you crawl for quite a ways, and after a couple of minutes, you end up crawling out of a hole.
Of course. I'm gonna go ahead and crawl back down, get back to the group, and shake my head, gesturing east and then shaking my head.
Oh no. It's a
Were there actually 8 directions?
Yes, and when you showed up at the other place, there were also 8 directions,
Oh.
but you came back the way you
That's-
came.
that's a lot of direction.
It only took a couple of minutes to get to that one.
Yeah, because you're like crawling slowly through the tunnel.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and try southeast then.
Okay, you do so, and you pop up.
All right, I'm gonna crawl back up, gesture southeast and shake my head no. And then I'm gonna try and go south.
Okay, you
Well,
do
maybe
so,
there's a puzzle.
and
Maybe there's
then
a puzzle.
you pop up down there.
Okay, this looks. Yeah, that's familiar again. Yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop down the hole and shake my head no.
Okay,
Although.
I don't know. I don't know if we should just do them over and over until we find the right way.
I'm gonna go southwest.
okay.
Fair enough.
You crawl southwest, and this is a rather long journey. You've been crawling for 20 minutes, and it continues, but it's curved around to the east. Do you continue?
Maybe. Well, maybe I'll go a little further.
All right. You've traveled for about half an hour total so far, and it's faint, but you get the sense that there's some purplish light coming from somewhere.
Maybe I'll go back to the group and let them know.
Okay, so when he comes back up, he's been gone for an hour. Has everybody waited for the whole hour?
Yeah, we're not gonna leave him abandoned. Just
Yeah, pacing back and forth. I keep fighting the urge to just start crawling after him.
Okay, so he finally pops up after an hour.
Okay, what's up?
Well, there's purple light down the southwest hole. Do we want to explore that?
Sure, let's go.
I mean, that's up to you guys, yeah. If you think we can do stuff with it, why not?
Let's give ourselves a bit of a limit of how long we're gonna actually investigate though, because that way we don't exactly lose a whole day. We're gonna still keep going.
Well, we could sort of split up since there's multiple holes. We could each maybe spend no more than 10 minutes exploring any given direction and then returning just to see if there's anything that's promising.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Alrighty, so you guys are going down the southwest tunnel then?
Yeah, sure.
Alright,
Yep.
so you travel. It takes you a good 40 minutes, but you finally find yourselves in this another branch of the cave. And in this area, you can see a purple light coming from the south. And what's probably more intriguing is the light, at least some of it, is coming from this rock.
Big rock. That's it? It's just that rock?
At least some of the light's coming from there.
Okay, I'm not going forward yet. I want more people to go up.
As you approach, you notice that the rock has bits in it that are highly reflective. But as you get close, the hair on your skin stands up, almost like there's an electric field or static electricity.
Ragu does get just a tiny bit closer. Is this obviously a magical?
There's
Physical
something
object
definitely
that's
interesting about it.
Yes.
It seems to be giving you this effect. It doesn't seem to be harmful, though. You get closer, the effect doesn't seem to get much stronger.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get close enough to investigate, maybe even pick up and keep this rock. It might be some sort of magical energy source.
Yep, you go up to it, and it appears, parts of it appear to be metallic, and it's a little bit tingly to the touch, but you are able to pick it up.
Okay. Is it going to be like an artificer's lore or a straight investigation?
Actually, if you had mining, I'd say that, but I guess investigation would work.
Okay. So not
bad our-
artificer, as in, identifying the metals.
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't think so. This isn't.
right.
This appears to be natural. Oreo, you see two more of those objects on the ground.
Yeah, I steer clear from that. I'm just gonna keep going around.
And Ragu, you get the sense that it is some sort of strange ore.
So I'm going to go ahead and keep it.
Okay. So I don't know what you want to
Isn't,
call it, but make sure to add it to your sheet.
Isn't Ira a minor?
No, he's an adult.
I'm
Hmm.
gonna lose my mind.
Waiting for that.
Anyway, if you guys are collecting these, you find a total of 5 in the cave.
Ready?
Yep.
5.
And each one is about a pound.
Okay. I just called him Lumior from Lumior.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Sounds good.
That is very nice.
Cool. All right, so you guys collect all 5, and you get the feeling that that these things must be valuable, at least to the right person.
Oh yes, definitely.
Anything behind that stalagmite?
There is not. You do see another hole.
All right.
You're gonna go back in there, Pico? If you're gonna do it, go for it.
Yeah, I suspect it's going to pop out one of the other holes. I'll let you know what I find.
Okay.
So, yep, I'll go in and follow the hole.
All right, which direction?
Oh, this one's got directions?
Yep.
Oh God. There's so much cave. There's so much cave.
We'll forget today's travel plans.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead
I'm
and
thinking
follow
today's a day.
I'm gonna follow this one north.
All right, you follow it north, and it kind of loops around, and you wind up there.
Wait.
And because this hole also has 8 directions, each one seems to have 8 directions.
Wait a minute. Isn't this where we just were?
Yep. You recognize it.
Hi.
Hello.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Eh?
Wait, are we
Guessing
stuck?
I'm
What?
guessing they
Oh
all
no!
connect in some ways.
Wait, wait,
This is
wait.
bad. Okay,
no.
somebody get a map out right now. We need to start mapping this shit.
Ah, crap.
Well, I've been sort of
We don't
writing it
know?
down. Now, that's a question. When I didn't realize this one had 8 directions. Which one did I emerge from?
You would have emerged from the northern direction.
Oh, well, knowing. Oh, okay. No, I see.
Anyway, to keep things simple, what you've kind of figured out is that there's a whole mess of these tiny tunnels underneath. But you've already been to all the tunnels in the cave, so you could continue along the other tunnels away from these caves. But you're pretty sure you've already explored all the tunnels within this cave network.
Well, in that case, yeah, maybe we should go ahead and continue south before the day gets away from us.
Okay, I will go ahead and move all of you out.
There's definitely more to do here, though, I think.
Okay, so I just moved you outside for now. Obviously, you guys can do what you want. So what's next?
How much day did we lose already?
So probably about 2 hours.
Okay, good.
That's not
See?
bad. That's not bad at
Yeah.
all.
No, that's
Not
good.
much to. Did we really decide on those lower caves if they all just interconnect to each other, or did they lead anywhere?
They definitely lead away from this cave network, but you'd have to spend time crawling along them, which you could do, but it might take hours.
Party consensus.
I
Hunt
say
down
we keep.
these
Let's
I say we
just
keep
move on.
going. Yeah.
You know where this is? We can always come back later.
Yeah.
Like future expedition later.
Yeah, this this is on your map, so when you go back to the map, you should be able to see it, so you'll be able to know about it in the future if you want to come back.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. This is. Haven't we traveled 2 hexes? Yeah, let's go back to the main map.
Sure.
If we've traveled 2 hexes, there's no reason we can't spend the rest of the day because we won't get any further.
I believe you only traveled to 1 hex. This happened. You found this in your first watch.
First
of movement.
south. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we were
Yeah,
traveling
yes.
south. Yeah, let's go ahead and go south again then.
Okay. You travel to the south, and as you do so, you notice that the sharp hills start giving way slowly to this really rocky desert. You're not quite in the desert yet, but once you start traveling in the desert, it will take 2 water rations per day because of the
Oh.
extreme heat.
I thought this was greener.
I was gonna say, are there like desert type bushes and just sparse little plants here and there as we're traveling?
Yeah, so you're starting to see that. You're starting to see this more sand, more desert-like plants. The plants
Can
become
I-
even less
Can I-
common, that kind of thing.
Is there a way for me to forage those plants, or to at least investigate them to see what I can learn about these, like whether they can harness water or not, or that kind of thing?
And I was actually going to try and use my botany as we traveled just to see if I can pick stuff along the way to maybe start collecting some sort of like sages and incense type plants or bushes that might work.
Okay. So yeah, both of you can make your respective rolls then. Okay. So, Oreo, you are foraging for anything that you think might be edible or might contain water or that kind of thing, but you're not finding any of the plants you found before, and you're not
Okay.
finding anything new
Okay.
that looks useful. Ragu, you are taking a sampling of stuff you find, but you're not finding anything that looks useful for the purposes you mentioned, and you're also not finding anything edible. But you are able to take plant samples, um, of various of other types, but there isn't a lot here. All right,
Okay.
so you guys finish up your day travel. You're still technically in the Sharp Hills, so I will take you back to this map. Instant night. All right. So as you traveled, it's been another hard day, especially since the temperature's been rising and everything. So everybody make a DC 11 con save. Okay, so Pico and Oreo and Ragu gain a level of exhaustion.
Nice.
So yeah, just those three. And you can again make a DC 10 when you're sleeping to see if you're able to get rid of it during rest. But you can deal with that once you sleep. All right, so you're going to do anything before you go to sleep?
Let's see. Okay. I can't think of anything. Anybody got anything to do?
Take one last look around this area, the bushes and plants, to see if I can find anything that I could, like sage or something that I can use as a burnable incense.
You
Try and
do
collect.
find some tough grass. You can burn that, but you don't really find anything else.
Okay. And I take it that tough grass does or doesn't smell. It's kind of sweet or pungent, or it's an
No, it
incense
just
type
smells
grass.
like burning grass.
In that case, yeah, that wouldn't work.
Okay, so you guys assume you set up your shelter and you sleep for the night. So whoever gained a level of exhaustion can make a DC 10 con save to see if you can sleep it off. Which Ragu does, Oreo does, and Pico definitely does. All right, you wake up the next day, and it's a nice, bright, hot day. Let me go ahead and update the date before I forget. So it is now the 17th. So what do you do?
Okay, this is the last day that our spells are active, so tomorrow I will recast. Just letting everybody with extra hit points know.
Okay. Go ahead and move back to the map.
Okay, let me double check something here real quick. Uh, okay, I'll go ahead and go south.
All right, you head to the south, and as you do so, let me go ahead and move you to a different map real quick. You are heading to the south, and you're passing through the desert, and as you do so, you see these giant lizards moving in your direction, and they definitely look hungry. So I'm going to have everybody roll initiative.
There's hawks.
Okay, has everybody rolled? All right, so Pico, you see these lizards approaching from the south. What are you going to do?
Ah, jeez. Let's see. Uh, there we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14. Well, what the heck? I don't think my odds of success are very good, but I'm maybe just going to launch Produce Flame at the thing, even if I do end up with disadvantage on this. Actually, what is the range on this?
30 feet.
And then 30 feet. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, which one are you attacking?
Lizard 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then I'll go ahead and cast Produce Flame.
Cool.
Oh, wait a minute.
What's the issue?
Oh, okay. I was confused about the description. I was making sure I could actually throw it the same round. Looks like I can.
All right, that's a hit. All right, you see the fire hit his tough scales, but does leave a scorch, and he takes 5 points of damage. Is that the end of your turn?
I back off a little bit, and then that's it.
All right, Ragu, you saw the lizard was burnt a little. What are you going to do?
Let's see here. Mhm. Well, come to there, and I will go ahead and blast at him. Number 2.
Fair enough.
Holy crap.
You blast at him, but he just moves right out of the way. Is that the end of your turn?
That would be yes.
All right. So you see one of the lizards run up from the south, and like I said, they seem rather hungry. 6. He runs right up next to you, although he doesn't have enough movement to attack. So Devok, you see that there's a lizard next to Ragu, probably planning on attacking. What do you do?
Where am I? I'm back there. Okay. Move forward, and I shoot the lizard.
Okay, go for it.
Actually, I'll use corruption instead.
All right. So what creatures does that affect?
Like the lizard and anything that walks over towards Ragu, basically.
Okay, so Lizard 3 has disadvantage on attacks, right? No, -2 to attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your turn? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. The hawk flies up. I don't know if it has that much movement. It has 12. It does have that much movement. So it flies past you, Devok, while attacking. With the 22, I believe that's a hit. So it rips at your scales, doing 6 points of damage. Okay. Phoenix Hawk 4 flies right past Galen and attacks.
It missed.
And it misses. Then the lizard runs forward. 2, 3, 4, and does not have enough of movement. to attack. And then finally we have
Um,
Oreo.
do I get that?
Sorry, go ahead.
Lizard one just ran right by Ragu.
Yeah, but he has plenty of space to not get in your melee range.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he did cross that hex.
No, because you can see he can easily move to the south and avoid it. So,
Oh, okay. Never mind.
yeah, no problem. And Oreo, so you have this Phoenix Hawk who is conveniently in reach because apparently it wasn't paying attention to you as it flew past Galen. So what do you do?
Stab it with my rapier.
That's a hit. And you kill it.
Is this one considered? Shoot, hold on. Is this one considered on the ground?
It
Or
flew
what
past to hit somebody. So yeah, I guess it would be in the air, but it's within melee reach.
So if I get up to it, I'm in within melee.
Yep.
Okay, offhand.
That is not a hit. It just flies just out of your reach.
Okay, and that's my turn.
Fair enough. Then another Blazehawk flies around and lands on one of the large rocks. And then the lizard runs up and does not have enough movement to attack. And Galen, so you see a Phoenix Hawk within melee range of Oreo. You see a Phoenix Hawk that's perched on a rock. You can't reach it with melee, but you could attack it from range. And then a bunch of lizards. What are you going to do?
Um, I'm gonna start attacking the hawks first, I think.
Okay.
So I'm gonna shoot it with fire.
Unfortunately, it easily dodges.
Okay,
Their
then in that
AC is 12.
in that case, who?
You do have options. If you have Favored by the Gods, of course, you can use that. And you can, if you want, use one of your fate points. But obviously, you don't have to.
Oh no, I don't want to use any of those. What I will do though is move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to this position on the hawk. I probably should have done that to begin with, but it's
Fair
fine.
enough. All right. Lizard 2 now runs right up to attack Ragu, gaining advantage because Ragu is now flanked. Let me put on advantage. And it does not have multi-attack up here. So, all right, so it bites at you with a 19, which I believe is good enough to hit. So the teeth break into your skin, doing 5 points of damage. You what?
Oh, I was debating because I can proc shield, but do I want to do it for this attack or wait till later? I'll wait till later. I'll take the damage.
Fair enough,
17
fair
is still hit you? Because it's a 17, not a 19.
That's a good question, but I believe a 17 is still good enough to hit, right, Ragu?
No, actually, a 17 is not. I just used my reaction to Arcane Deflection.
Okay, so it does not hit then. Fair enough.
He goes to bite me and just son of a glimmer of magic, and he skims off.
Fair enough. One of the Phoenix Hawks flies up and then lands on the rock. Lizard 5 comes out from behind the rock and runs up but can't attack, and that is the end of round 1. So Pico, you can see a bunch of lizards that have approached. You can see 2 Phoenix Hawks have landed on the rock to the west, and then there's a Phoenix Hawk between Galen and Oreo. What are you going to do?
I am going to lunge towards Lizard 2 and turn into a bear.
Fair enough. You can drag it over, right?
Yeah, I should be able to. Just a sec.
How big are these lizards? Are they like medium-sized monsters or large writing-sized
They're
monsters?
basically large. That's why they take up more than one hex.
Okay.
So I'm going to move you out of the way. You're not falling
Oh.
down the hole. Go ahead.
All right. So let's see. Now I gotta bring up the bear sheet. Okay. So first I'll go ahead and attack with the claws.
And that does hit. Which one are you attacking? Lizard 2 or 3?
Lizard 2.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you slash him for 7 points of damage, a good hit. And then you hit again for another 6 points of damage. All right, is that the end of your turn?
Sort of. Let me do one last thing. I should probably put myself at full there.
All right.
And that should do it.
All right, Ragu, you are surrounded. So what do you do?
Okay. Pico, can you move back about 2 hexes and then forward again? I can't see Lizard 2's stat. You're on top. How much damage is he actually taking? Oh, okay. They're not too bitterly bad at all. Okay, thank you. Ragu's gonna swing away at lizard number 2.
Okay, go for it.
I don't get advantage because he's not on the other side, right?
Yeah. But you do hit. All right, stab him for another 8 points of damage. He's still alive, but he's badly hurt.
All right. Can you move again, Pico? Sorry. Oh, I might be able to do that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and follow up here with a good solid punch to his noggin. And if this does take him out, it's for unconscious damage, not death.
Okay, that's a hit. All right, you definitely knock it out. So let me go ahead and put something on there. I don't know, this maybe. All right. Actually, I'm going to go
Thanks,
ahead.
Pico. You can move back. I appreciate you letting me see his
Yeah,
stat.
whatever. That's fine. All right, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All righty.
Technically, I'm no longer flanked.
That is true. But Lizard 3 is going to attack you anyway. All righty. So he is going to flip around, and he is going to whack at you with his tail, which does not hit. All right, Davak, you see that one of the lizards is unconscious, this one here. There's multiple birds around. What are you going to do?
That is a lot of enemies. Let me think. I'm gonna use this. Let me cast it.
Okay, so you're creating a shadowy hand. Let me put down something here that you can use. Bead. Do I have anything? This will work. All right. So where are you putting it?
For now, it'll be right here.
Okay. Fair enough.
Then it hits.
Go for it.
What do I roll?
On a hit, melee spell attack. So it's a normal melee attack, plus you add your spell attack bonus.
D20 plus 6.
A d20 plus 6, is that what it is? Okay, yeah, go ahead. All right, that's a hit.
Okay.
And go ahead and roll the damage. All right, so
And then it's not over yet. It has to make a wisdom saving throw. With spell save of 14, or spell DC, rather.
14. All right. And does it take damage?
Damage, whether or not it makes that.
Yeah, what's the damage?
12, so 8.
No, I mean, does it take more damage if it fails?
If it fails, it becomes frightened, which means
Okay.
I can use another.
Fair enough. All right, so it did make it, so it is not frightened.
Then I'll just use Eldritch Blast.
All right. Same one? If so, that's a hit.
For 6.
Alrighty then. All right, is that the end of your turn, Devok?
Yeah.
All right, so Phoenix Hawk 3 is going to attack Oreo. 15. Is that a hit,
Yeah.
Oreo?
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, he rips out 3 points of damage of your skin, or your fur, more likely. And then Lizard 1 is going to step over its ally's body and use his advantage to attack Ragu. And he also is going to attempt to use his tail slap. And with the 17, that should be a hit. Is that right?
It would be a hit, but I use my reaction to Arcane Deflection.
All right, fair enough. All right, Oreo, this bird just tore some of your fur. What are you going to do?
Stab it. With advantage.
Yep.
He's banked.
That is a hit. Are you going to do your sneak attack?
Yep.
All right, you take it out.
Now you said the other ones are perched on.
Yeah, they're on the rocks, so they're probably about 4 feet up or so. You could climb on the rock if you want to attack them, which would require a climbing roll, or you can attack them from ranged.
Give me a sec. I'm debating something here. I'm actually gonna go for. I'm gonna move directly behind this lizard and attack it with my offhand.
Okay, go for it. That is not a hit. You hit its side, but it's a pretty tough hide, and it just glides off.
I'll stay put. That's my turn.
All right. Phoenix Hawk 2 is going to fly by Galen, attacking. But with a
Yes.
10, it does not hit.
Stupid bird.
Lizard 4 is... He thinks that Ragu is finished already. So it's going to keep going. Alright, so it's right up there, but it can't attack because it's out of movement. Galen, you got this lizard right on top of you with the clear intention of attacking you. What are you going to do?
That's not cool. I'm going to shock it. I'm going to do shocking grasp.
Fair enough. Go for it.
Okay, nobody's flanking it.
That's a hit.
Sweet. Okay, so doesn't matter.
You shock it for 1 point of damage.
Okay, the
Well,
damage wasn't
actually-
the important part. The important part was now he doesn't have reaction, so I can run away.
Fair enough.
1, 2. How do I get away from the hawk too? I'm
You
just
have
gonna
enough movement to
go.
get behind Oreo.
I could. I don't know if I can go on this rock here.
You could climb on there, but it would take a climbing check. DC 10
Couldn't
climbing.
Yeah.
couldn't you use the wall, the
Let's say I
rock
just
as like a
use-
barrier, so like cover, like if you were to hide there, for example, or not hide,
Yeah,
but like use it
I
I
as
think he's
cover?
worried about
Six
getting past the
movement.
lizard.
Yeah, this lizard could
Oh.
end me too.
Wait, so couldn't he go through this hex rather than that hex?
That's where
No,
the
because
timing check comes
that's a
in.
rock.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll just hide behind my trusty pal Devok and hope that Phoenix 2 doesn't really want me.
Fair enough.
Although that is a nice spot over there. I just can't shoot anything.
Alrighty, so Lizard 2, that's the one that's out. I'm going to move him over here just so he's out of the way. Phoenix Hawk 1, he's going to fly. He sees, he's going to fly by Devok and attack. But with a 9, that's not good enough. And then Lizard 5 is going to attack Oreo. And he is going to... Yep, he opens his mouth extra wide, and he tries to bite down on you in such a way that it can constrict you. But with an 8, it is not successful. And we're now at the beginning of round 3. Pico, there's multiple lizards in front of you. What are you going to do?
Oh, jeez, this is not a great place to be. Let's see, have any of these even been damaged yet?
The Lizard 4 has been damaged slightly. And Lizard 5 has been damaged almost half health. He's almost bloodied. These two in front of you have not been damaged at all.
Well, Lizard 4, I think, is technically out of melee range for me, so I'm going to try and make some lemons out of, or lemonade out of lemons here. Is Lizard 3 technically in melee range?
No, I think you're out of range by 1 hex. So you're in just in
Lizard
melee
1.
range of Lizard 1 right now.
All right, well, let me do this then. I'm going to go ahead and move here first.
Now you're in
going-
range of Lizard 3 and Lizard 1.
I'm going to attack Lizard 3 first with my bite attack.
Okay, and that does not hit. Oh wait, should you have advantage?
No.
Okay, so that does not hit.
But the important part is I did the attack. So now I'm going to go ahead and keep dancing around this guy. So now I've got Lizard 1 flanked.
That is true.
And now I'm going to go ahead and open up with my claws.
That's a critical hit. So that looks like 16 points of damage. Which
Let's
is...
see,
Sorry.
it didn't actually... Or wait, did it? Oh yeah, 2d6.
Yeah, that's why it has 2 numbers.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it did the critical hit. And
All right.
and it was a critical hit because you took out half its health in 1 hit.
Nice.
All right, is that the end of your turn?
Very nice.
All right, Ragu, you're currently flanked. What are you going to do?
I'm going to turn and hit Lizard 1, who's on top of Lizard 2. Since my good friend Pico is right there.
Yep,
I
you
am
have
going
advantage.
to hit with advantage. Hit hard. 14.
That does hit.
Oh,
All right,
10.
that is a hard hit for 10 points, but it is still alive.
And I am going to punch again and again for unconscious instead of death damage.
Okay. That is also a hit. And it is now out. So I'm just going to move it over just so it's out of the way. But
Both times I've used my brass knuckles. They're just like glass jaw monsters. Clunk.
All right, is that the end of your turn?
Yep,
I have a
I nod-
question.
Oh, go ahead.
For that Lizard Constrict attack, what's the DC 12 check against to escape?
That is a good question. Okay, I guess that would be a strength, but you have to do it on your turn.
I was going to say, would it be a strength or acrobatics? Because it's generally the choice of the person being grappled? Or no?
No, this one is just a strength DC.
Okay.
Yeah, that's to get out of the grapple. It looks like the hit automatically grapples.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's a monster effect, so it doesn't quite work the same way as the normal grapple. Anyway, so yeah, is that the end of your turn, Ragu?
I nod at my friend Pico and then turn towards Lizard 3. Ready? Done.
All right. Well, Lizard 3 also looking at you is going to try the constrict against you now. But with those rolls, it does not work. So, Devok, there are lizards on either side of you and birds to the north. What are you going to do?
Use my big shadow hand to attack the lizard again.
Okay. So, yeah, that's a +6 then. That's your spell attack bonus. That hits.
22.
That hits. And then it was a d12, I believe. All right.
8.
So, yeah,
And
it's nearly dead.
it has to roll wisdom again.
Oh, okay.
It's 14.
And it makes it. But I got a 20, so.
Yeah.
You still at your attack, right? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So that hits.
2
All right.
damage.
And you add another 2 damage. Well, that spell is definitely doing a lot to these things, so that's good. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right. Lizard 1 is unconscious. Oreo, Lizard 5 is almost dead. What are you going to do?
Yep, attack that one.
But it's definitely avoiding.
Yep. And
And it avoids that as well.
that's my turn.
All right. Phoenix Hawk 2 is going to fly right over Galen and continue its sweep and attack. With the 22, that hits Galen for 5 points of damage. So Galen, you take 5 points as it rips out your flesh.
All right.
And then Lizard 4 is then going to move up and attack Devok. And is going to do the constrict with a 19. Does that hit Devok?
I think so. Let me double check though.
It does hit. All right. So you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and then you need to make a DC. Oh no, you're automatically restrained. So yep. So you are currently restrained. Next time it's your turn, you can make a DC 12 strength check to see if you can break free.
Okay.
All right, Galen, you just been attacked by Phoenix Hawk 2, which just flew by. Phoenix Hawk 1 is right next to you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna shoot Phoenix Hawk. Actually, do I still have disadvantage to shoot out of melee? Does
That
make
one's
sense?
not technically attacking you yet, so you do not have disadvantage.
Okay, so then I will shoot Phoenix Hawks 2 with
Okay.
some fire. Ugh,
Unfortunately, it goes wide.
meh. All right, then I guess I'm not even gonna move. I'm just gonna stand there.
Fair enough. Lizard 2 is unconscious. Phoenix Hawk 1, now he attacks you, Galen.
Cool.
I mean, the other one's having some success, so why not? But with a 7, that
Yeah.
definitely does not hit. Phoenix Hawk 5 is then going to continue trying to attack Oreo. This time it's just going to do a regular bite. It does not have advantage, so you only take 10 points of damage. And we are now on round 4. So Pico, you've escaped the grasp of all the critters. What are you going to do?
All right. I am going to head over here to. Actually, let me do this slightly differently. First, I'm going to navigate up between them, and then. Well, actually, yeah, I can get here. I'm going to go ahead and try and bite Lizard 5.
Okay,
think I-
you have
oh.
advantage.
Sorry, I want a Clawed, actually.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you hit. And you managed to take him out.
All right, then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get over to here and attack this one with the bite.
And you have advantage. And critical hit. for, looks like, 13 points of damage.
Excellent.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Ragu, Lizard 3 is at just over half health. What are you going to do?
Swinging away.
And another critical hit. For
Ah.
6 points of damage. Not your biggest critical hit, but it's still a decent chunk of damage. And then hits again. For another 7. It is still alive, but badly hurt. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, that would be.
All right. Lizard 3 is going to attempt to constrict you so it can avoid being in such a predicament. And with a 19, I think it succeeds. Does it succeed?
Who?
Ragu.
Ragu?
Yeah.
Oh, I will proc shield.
Okay. So it does not succeed.
By the way, 17.
Let me go ahead and remove that there.
They get -2.
Okay. Do you still need to proc shield with a 17?
No, with the 17, I use my reaction and arcane deflection.
Fair enough. All right, Davok, the creature in front of you is primed to attack. What are you going to do?
I move my hand over next to it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and move it for you.
Yeah, that works. And I'll attack with that.
Okay, go for it. That is a hit.
Nice.
For
7
7
on the
points.
Have to roll wisdom again.
Okay. Wisdom, 14. Yep. No damage. And it
There we
fails
go.
utterly. So what happens?
Which I assume means it lets go of me.
Yeah, if it's afraid, it's going to have to move as far away from you as you can.
Yeah.
All right. What else are you going to do on your turn? You're now
And
free.
I
You're
use-
now.
Hold on.
Creature of your choice that are within 30 feet and frightened take 1d6. Okay, go ahead.
1. Brilliant.
Well, that's
And
still
then
an
I-
extra one you didn't have before. That's a hit.
And I shoot it with a response.
Yep, go ahead and
Does
roll
it?
damage.
3.
All right, for another 3. So, yeah, you added another 4 on top total, so that's not bad. All right,
Yeah.
being frightened, it does not take an attack of opportunity. It's at the end of your turn. All right.
Yes.
Lizard 1 is unconscious. Oreo, Lizard 4 is visibly frightened, at least of Davok, and Lizard 3 is almost dead. What are you going to do?
Are the birds on the ground, or where are they at?
I would say number 2 is probably on the ground or near the ground. Number 1's in the air.
And I'll move up to here and attack that one.
Okay, go for it. That is not a hit. It flies out of the way. That one does hit, though. All right, you stab it for a point of damage.
And I'll stay put.
All right, fair enough. So Phoenix Hawk 2 will then fly past you, doing trying to attack. It gets a 9, so it misses. Then Lizard 4 is frightened, so it has to run away. It climbs the hill, and all right, so it gets away. And Galen, the giant lizard that was nearby, just ran away thanks to Davok. And one of the birds is also flown a bit more distant, but is probably close to the ground. So what are you going to do?
Sweet.
So Phoenix Hawk 2 is close to the ground. Phoenix Hawk 1 is high up in the air.
Okay. I will shoot Phoenix Hawk 2 then.
Okay. That is a hit. All right, you hit him for 5 points of damage, but somehow
Ugh.
it's still alive.
Not quite, not quite.
That the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Lizard 2 is still unconscious. Phoenix Hawk 1 is now going to fly past Oreo and attack. And a 16 hits, I believe, right? For 5 points of damage. All right, round 5. So Pico, you have this creature flanked. Are you going to attack?
Yes.
Go for it.
So I will go ahead and lay into it with my claws.
That's a hit. And you took it out. It is now dead. Is that the end of your turn?
Let's see.
Phoenix Hawk 2 is probably pretty close to the ground, whereas Phoenix Hawk 1 is higher up.
Sure. Well, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and go after Phoenix Hawk 2.
Okay.
I'm going to interpose myself between it and the other stuff, and I will go ahead and bite it.
Fair enough.
Uh,
You bite it, or try to bite it, but it flies out of your out of your reach. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
All right, Ragu. Phoenix Hawk 2 is still close enough to the ground for you to reach. Phoenix Hawk 1 is in the air. What are you going to do? Ragu.
I'm going to step right on up here, have advantage,
Yep.
and swing away.
Yep, and you take it out.
And with my offhand attack, I shall be throwing the dart at Hawk 1.
Okay, go for it.
Yes.
Yeah, it goes wide. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Devok. Phoenix Hawk 1 is still flying around in the air. What are you going to do?
I guess I will. If I run past it, will it get an opportunity attack?
It's in the air, so no.
Okay. I'll move up to here so I can use this. 1 second.
Are you
Yeah.
trying to move your hand thingy? Oh, no.
I'm going to use
Oh, no.
that. And it takes 4 more damage.
Wait, Phoenix Hawk's not frightened of you, though.
Not what the lizard is.
Yeah, but it's dead already.
Lizard
Oh,
Four
no, it's
ran
not.
away.
You're not. It's not dead. I'm sorry. I totally forgot about the lizard. All right, yeah, it takes 4 points of damage.
Then I move my hand over to it.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry about that. All right, go ahead and roll your damage for the hand, then. Or, I mean, to hit with the hand.
Right.
Okay, that hits. And then damage.
Damage.
All right, 10 points of damage, and it is nearly dead. Is that the end of your turn?
No, I shoot it with the Eldritch Blast.
That hits. And you just took it out. All right, Lizard 1 is unconscious. Oreo, you got one Phoenix Hawk bugger flying around. It looks like it's getting ready to fly off. Are you going to let it go, or are you going to attack?
Yeah, I'm gonna attack, but this time I'm gonna shoot it with Widowmaker, my bow.
That does not hit.
And that's my turn.
All right, Galen, Phoenix Hawk 1, after ripping out flesh out of people, is about to take off. What are you going to do?
I'll shoot it with fire.
That
Bang.
hits. All
Only
right,
one.
you hit it for 1 point. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'll move off of the rock, but that's about it.
Okay, and then the bird is going to fly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so yeah, the bird flies away. And that'll be the end of combat. Alrighty. Now that we're are you guys going to do anything in the desert before we move on, or should I just take you back to the map? Oh yeah, actually you have unconscious creatures. So yeah, so what are you guys going to do with those?
Actually, I was going to attempt to tie them up. What I want to do is wrap a rope around their mouth so they have kind of a bit, and then tie their mouth shut so they can't open it to attack, and have a loop going back long enough. You said they're large creatures, so we should be able to jump on their back.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and climb up on the back of one with the ropes in place. The other one's going to be tied up and tied to, say, this rock, or if my friend Pico would like to hold it, the big bear might be able to keep this one restrained.
Hold on, what are you trying to do again?
You hold the one lizard down. I'm trying to break the other.
Okay, I guess I will go ahead and just plop myself down on top of Lizard 1 here.
Who is tied up his mouth and stuff, so it's not like he can start biting and attacking very well.
What the heck is going on? Hold on. Oh, okay, that's what's going on. All right. All right, so we have one of them restrained and the other tied up to the rock, I guess?
Yeah.
They are still unconscious, and they will probably be unconscious for, a good hour.
Oh, okay. Well, taking that long to make sure that the bridle and muzzle are tied nice and tight and have the good controlling reins. And
Okay. So, all right, so yeah, eventually it wakes up. I'll
I
put
get
it,
on its.
put it
Okay,
at
go
one hit
ahead.
point. So
I
eventually,
get on its back and go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, so eventually it wakes up, and yeah, you're on its back. You got it tied up and tried to make a bridle, and then you're trying to break it, right?
Mhm.
So go ahead and make an animal handling check. So yeah, you're on it. You're trying, and it's trying everything it can to get you off. It's chewing on the ropes and doing everything it can. And it's clear that this is a wild creature, and you don't have the skills to break it. At least not yet.
Since it's been an hour, I would have kicked out of wild shape.
Okay.
Ragu, I could go ahead and try speaking with the thing, although I'm going to need 10 minutes and see if I can get it to cooperate.
That'll work. I kind of get down off it, but I keep reins so that he's kind of down, and let Pico do his thing.
Okay. So Pico, you cast your spell. Let's just. Oh, you already deleted the bear. Okay. So yeah, you cast your spell, and you can hear it hissing. Let me go! Let me go! Food! Let me go! What do you say?
Well, if it's food you're interested in, we can help you find all the food you eat. You let us use you as a riding mount, and we can let you have the spoils of anything we kill.
You are food! You are food! Let me eat you!
We are food. Look at that. You want food? There's one of your lizard pals. You can eat that.
You are food! Let me eat you!
Yeah, I am not optimistic about that. Well, the only creature around here I see is food. We can do to you what we did to the others, and we'll be dining on your flesh, or you can cooperate, live, eat other meals.
You are food! Let me eat you!
Not knowing what's being said, but just kind of watching the body language, Ragu will lower the sword right in front of the thing's face as Pico's talking.
Oh, and I'll tell you right out. Yeah, as far as it's concerned, we're all food. It wants us to let it eat us.
It tries to snap at the sword. It can't because you have his mouth tied, but it certainly tries. And one thing you notice is that it's thumping its tail around on the rock, and it thumps its tail on the rock so hard that it actually rips it off. And you notice that the tail itself starts wiggling around. And at this point, Ragu, The autonomic tail, which he can detach as a bonus action, wiggles over to you and then attempts to attack you in the legs.
Attack. Slash at it. Stab
Yeah,
it.
so
Skewer
let
it.
me go ahead and roll the attack here. And let's see, I think it's got a 4. With the 13, it is not successful. You feel it beating at your legs, but clearly, it's going to attempt to keep attacking you. So you're going to attack it back.
Turn my sword down and skewer the thing.
All right, go ahead and roll. Roll an attack. And it wiggles out of the way somehow. What are you going to do, Pico?
Well, as interesting as the tail is, I think we're done with the lizard. So the first thing I'm going to do is walk up and just start hacking at it.
All right, you
Okay.
kill it. It only had 1 hit point, so yeah, it's dead.
Oh, well, in that case, then I'll turn my attention to the tail.
All right, and that gives the tail another chance to attack. And with a 14, it still doesn't manage to damage Ragu. So, Ragu, what are you going to do?
Now, I have 2 attacks, so
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead and do your second attack then. Sorry about that. It's a DC of 10, or a AC of 10, that hits. So you stab it, and it dies. Or stops moving, at least.
alrighty.
Shall we try that one or just exit? It was worth a shot.
You see the other lizard sleeping there, but you get the feeling that it's probably not going to be much different. It doesn't look special.
I thought it was awake and it might have just watched what happened, learning from its brethren's mistakes.
Oh, that's fair. It would be awake. And the entire time, Pico, you heard it yelling, "You are food! Eat food! Food!" So it's pretty clear that it doesn't seem to care that the other lizard died.
I turn to Pico and say, so these things probably aren't domesticatable then?
Not in the kind of time frame we need, and given the fact that it's looking at us so hungrily, I don't think there's anything to be gained. I mean, even if we tamed it, who knows what it would do to other stuff. And it thinks that everything's about food. I think we should turn it into food. That's a lot of meat right there.
I walk up and just hack it right in the neck.
All right. It is now dead. Alrighty, so
Yeah.
you now have, I think it was 5 lizard corpses. So what do you do?
I know
Lizards
botany
taste
won't
good?
work, but I was going to say, I know botany won't work, but is this meat edible? Who would be doing that?
You can try a survival check.
I can try that. Give me a moment.
I'll give you some assistance if I can.
All right, okay, there we go. I was having a problem where the log wasn't kicking in, so let me go ahead and load my character sheet back up. Survival. And you said you were helping?
Okay, so yeah, you're checking it out, and it looks like some of the meat, as you're ripping it apart, looks like stuff you could eat, or it seems like stuff you can get from home. But it looks like a lot of the meat you're dubious about. You're not sure how edible it is, or whether it might be poisonous to you. And the organs are certainly poisonous to you. So out of each one of those creatures, you can get about 4 days worth of 4 days. You can feed a single person for 4 days from each corpse.
Well, that's enough for 4 days rations for each person then.
Okay, and just one head, I think we can throw in the cart and take back as a sample of another creature.
Galen, did you already use your med kit on Oreo for the day?
I
no,
did
don't,
not.
no, hold on. Don't use it on me because we're on 6th day, right? So technically everything refreshes the next day?
No, it refreshes on the long rest, and if we don't take a long rest for a week, we still don't
Long
have a
rest
long
is
rest.
long rest is 7 days, isn't it?
Yes. So you
Yeah, but
don't
we need
things don't
to-
refresh until the end of a long rest, but you haven't even started a long rest yet.
I guess I'm
Yeah,
getting
you're
confused. So am I, because I'm trying to say what I want to use are the hit dice.
Oh,
Uh,
that's short.
Oh, you can
rest,
use
I
those on a
think.
short rest.
No, but what she's saying is they don't refresh yet. So yeah, you're not going to
yeah.
refresh your hit dice until at the end of a long rest.
Yeah.
The end of a long rest.
I
Okay.
think
So
it's
go
better
ahead and-
for me to get
yeah.
at least one heal on you though, just because I
Yeah.
can use
Yes.
those once every day, and the hit dice don't come back every day.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, this one's for you then. There we go. 9 plus your hit dice total.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Devok, do you want some too?
Yes, please.
Alrighty.
Then
Same to you.
I'll use one hit dice because it took that like an hour for them, right? So in that time, I'll say that I've
Yeah, you can
taken
do a
rest.
recuperate. It's 10 minutes for every hit dice, so you got plenty of
Oh
time.
yeah. Okay.
Better than nothing, I suppose.
It is amazing, though, just how hot it is out here. You'd think the bloodline of the cold soul would be able to weather this faster. In fact, it's kind of funny. If I feel myself, I still feel chilly, even though I'm still dying in this heat, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is such a strange irony.
Are we putting the meat rations into the cart or are we putting them into our kits?
Well,
I'd say.
it's gonna weigh as if you get a week's worth of rations, it'll weigh as much as a week's worth of rations. So I forget what that weight was, but yeah, you're gonna have to factor that in. Go ahead.
Well, in my case, I've used 4 days, so I can add that directly to my inventory without that affecting anything. I think most people should be able to do that with most of what they've got. I mean, how many rations do you, the rest of you down?
I'm
I
only
think I'm
down
even
2.
down a single ration.
Really?
Well,
I
because
think
I've
I've
been
just been
having
eating
berries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got I'm 2 rations down. I can carry
too.
2, and we can throw some more in the cart there. I mean, we can always take what's left back and say it's meat symbols.
So I'm putting 2 in. I'm putting 2 rations of the lizard in my kit, so 2 should be in the cart. I don't know who's making the math of putting them in the cart, but that's what I'm doing for mine.
Okay. Well, you guys should have access to the cart inventory.
I know, but somebody's probably doing that. I don't know if Tyler, you're the one who's kind of updating that as we're going, or somebody else is doing that. So that's what I'm saying.
I'm
doing
the
that right
slow
now.
typist, so I'm just putting the sand lizard head in there right now. But tell me how many of what kind of rations I can throw that in as well.
Well, what I would do is sum up the total number of days or whatever, and then round it to the nearest 7, and then add that many weeks. Is what I would do. So, how many? So it's 4 days per person. Minus, you fill up your rations. What's left? Add up that.
So I don't need any.
So that's 4. Devok?
I need one.
Okay, so that's 3. Oreo, you don't need any, right? Or 2, or what was it?
2.
2. Okay, so that's 2 for you. And Ragu?
I had to take 2 because I'd eaten 2 days worth of berries.
Okay, so that is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to go ahead and round up to 2 weeks so just go ahead. Somebody just add that to the cart.
So just say 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 weeks of lizard meat rations.
And you can use the same weight as a normal week's worth of rations to make it easy.
So 14 pounds.
Yeah, so just, that times 2. All right, and then the head that you added, Ragu, is probably going to be another 20 pounds, so make sure to add
Okay.
that to the weight as well.
Right, 20 pounds. Okay. I just threw 5 in because I didn't know, but okay.
Yep.
20. Check.
So I'm assuming you just took it, threw it in. You didn't skin it or do anything like that.
Oh, no. I want to keep it whole. I can like wrap it in a piece of burlap or something just to kind of sort of preserve it. But yeah, we can come back with the head of a sand lizard.
Fair enough.
This is another thing you can experiment or something. Yeah.
All right, then I will take you back to the map.
Since that's day 1 in the desert, does that mean we have to take off 2 of rations and water?
In water, yes, but you haven't actually finished out your day yet. That was just moving 1.
Ah, okay.
All right, so you've moved 1 hex. You've spent a decent amount of time there, an hour, but you still have enough to move another. So which direction are you going to go?
If we go to this direction, we can get a better look at this, and still should be able to see the crater down here somewhere.
I'm not convinced because that's going kind of away from the crater. Give me a moment here, but I think that our best bet is going to be to go south.
Okay, because that will open up these 3 hex, and if we go here, it'll open up these 3 hex.
Yeah, but just so you know, if there's something in a hex that you can't see because it's blocked by something or whatever, or it's low, or whatever the reason, you won't find it unless you go into the hex it is.
Oh, yes, I understand that. I was just trying to open up our expansion a little bit. But
Based
yeah,
on
go ahead.
based on the map, either south or southeast makes the most sense. I am personally inclined a little bit more towards the south. Well, I think we could try south. South seems to be maybe a little bit more likely.
Okay. If that's what you're going
Do
to do, go ahead and move.
Unless we could go southeast to get a little bit better view of the surrounding territory and then go southwest if we don't think that that's correct.
So that would open up these 3 hex.
Yeah.
Which, okay, so that wouldn't be bad because eventually we'll have to cut back this way to the portal and we can open up that section in the center.
So southeast it is then?
Yeah,
Does anybody?
I vote on that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And nothing's opening up.
I don't see. Oh, there you go.
I just moved it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't know if you. Yeah.
I definitely see it move. And so, yeah, you move to the southeast. You find more desert. And as the sun goes down, I'm going to go ahead and move you back to the other map, except it's nighttime. All right. So, is there anything you do before you go to sleep?
I will be checking these plants and cactuses and these purple flowers to see if anything is good for like incenses.
And I'm going to go ahead and excavate another encampment for us.
Okay, which you have an easier time at because more of this stuff is sand, although it is still quite rocky. And Raku, go ahead and make a botany check. Okay, so you think that these desert flowers might be usable for incense. But just to be clear, it isn't the particular kind of incense you need to cast Find Familiar, if that's your goal.
That has been my goal the whole time.
Okay,
It's
so I
simply
apologize,
serves.
but yeah, so with spells like that have a cost, it's going to be very specific material. and you're going to be unlikely to find it out here. So you are able to find stuff you can use as an incense, but your Arcana skill will let you know that it won't let you cast Find Familiar.
All right, because yeah, it simply said in the description of Find Familiar that you have to burn 10 gold pieces worth of incenses and stuff.
Yeah,
So
but you
I
have
figured
to.
that could be any incense as long as it was 10 gold piece worth, and that just depends on how you cast your spell.
Yeah, but the
Like
thing
an
is,
evil guy might burn Bloodwort to cast his and get an evil familiar, whereas a good person might burn Sage to get their familiar.
I
it'd
still
still be 10
think it'd
gold
be a
pieces
very
worth.
specific kind because there's no reason that incense would be that expensive. It was just regular incense, so it has to
Okay.
be special. And it's one of those balancing things for spells. So yeah, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be very specific types. And yeah, maybe eventually you could figure out something equivalent elsewhere, but based on your current knowledge,
Yeah.
you,
Well, by that time we'll be back home through the portal, so I was just looking for current. Okay.
fair enough. Okay. Anyway, you do that. What's everybody else doing, of anything, before you go to sleep?
Nothing.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right. So you've been traveling through the desert. You've been fighting hard and dealing with the heat, and you're not really used to this kind of heat. Some of you have traveled a lot, but you probably haven't spent that much time in deserts, and even if you have, it's been a while. So everybody make a DC 12 saving throw. Constitution saving throw.
Oops. I failed that.
All right. So Pico and Oreo, you gain a level of exhaustion. Everybody else seems to be weathering fine. And then any water you use double because of the traveling through the desert.
So now is when we take off the water and rations?
Yeah. So
So we'll use one ration, but 2 waters
Exactly.
per day.
that's
I only have 1 water left. I would like to.
I was
You
gonna
should have
say,
another week
Okay.
supply sitting on the wagon.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Water, then refill your dot, and then knock one down.
Okay. Well, I still have 1, so I'll wait
just to,
for next time.
just to be sure though that I understand how many I'm taking it down right now, because of the exhaustion, I take 4 off, right?
No, just 2.
no. Let
Or
me
he just,
double.
because he
Yeah,
just said it was double, so that's why. Because I'm
I thought we were just double.
No, you're doubled because you're in the desert. It has nothing to do with exhaustion.
Oh, I thought you were saying that after the. Never mind. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
it.
You may be exhausted, but that doesn't affect the amount of water you consume.
Got it. That's what I want to be clear. Thank you.
So yeah, as far as Galen goes, yeah. So go ahead and mark off your 1, then just put it to 6.
I already marked down my 2. I was just asking for next time.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yep, you wake up the next day.
Do we get to make that roll again?
Yeah, you get to make a Constitution save at the DC 10 to see if you can sleep off your exhaustion. Which Oreo made. Does anybody else need to make it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, so Pico is still exhausted, which traveling through the desert like this is not a surprise. All right, I'm going to take you back to the map.
Before we leave, I will recast aid and mage armor. So whoever wants the hit points can take them.
I was gonna say, Pico, Ori, are one of you two feeling like that might be helpful to you, or do the same 3 people takes it again?
I'm fine without it.
Pico. All right, I'll go ahead and take it again.
I'm gonna set both of them to let me do the math. I think I would do we want to have it for 6 days again, or is 3 fine? I'm gonna do it for 6. We're gonna do it for 6 days.
Okay. Yep, just keep track of that. And actually, let me make sure I am adding a day. So we're on the 18th. Alrighty, so you're back on the world map, and so what do you do?
All right, so we didn't find anything in this area.
You did not. It just felt like endless rocky desert.
Well, I think a big rock to the southeast is probably the opposite of a crater. I'm thinking we can go southwest to sweep the area.
Okay, go ahead and move. All right, as
Are
you're
you sure it wasn't here where we wanted to go? Because we can fill in this area.
Well, we can do that. We can zigzag back and forth, but it shouldn't be that far south.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, you travel that direction, and as you go through, you notice something metallic, and as you travel toward it, you see the crater. So let me go ahead and put the crater on the map.
Ha ha!
We got it, boys.
And I'm going to move you over to the map at this point, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and describe it, but first you can see where you are on the map over here, and each hex is 100 feet. So there we go. And
That's
now,
very big.
yeah, so it's, wait, wrong one. Here we go. So yeah, the crater is about 1,400 feet in diameter and 400 feet at its center. The rim is about 150 feet from the base. It rises 150 feet from the base, and from there, the plane is somewhat more gently sloped toward the center, sloping the remaining 250 feet. Within the crater are a number of dark metal structures that stand out against the desert surface. Over here, you can see you can see a large rock spires rising from the ground that look a lot like pillars or fingers. And if you look further, you can see amidst the stone pillars bits of metal, wood, and other detritus that stand out against the desert. And you see the metal rim that is steep at first, becoming shallower as it descends 150 feet. I'm going to go ahead and show you what an image of what the what the rim looks like. You can expand that to look at it, although it should say 150 instead of 100 there. The crater plane is open and more gently sloped. However, it is covered with metal debris made of dark metal that appears to be torn and damaged. Individual pieces ranging from 1 to 10 feet in size. Next, you see 4 metal towers. These right here. Come on, click. There you go. So these back here. And they're dark metal towers that rise 100 feet above the plane. They are about 20 feet wide with a square base. On each face, near the top of the tower, are rectangular openings that cover most of the width, but are only half a foot tall. In the opening protrudes a dark metal cylinder that seems to move back and forth. Then you have these dark metal pyramids, you can see here. So the pyramids are about 50 feet at the base, 100 feet tall as they rise from the ground, and each pyramid is capped by a white crystal or glass that seems to pulse and glow. And then you have the tall pyramids, which there's 4 of them that surround the central structure. These pyramids are about 50 feet at the base, but rise 200 feet into the air. They are capped by glowing crystal or glass, similar glowing white. Then you have these groups of towers, which are 50 foot or 20 foot wide, but 200 feet in height. And the top 10 foot, the dark metal changes into a highly reflective, almost chrome-like material that seems to reflect the world around it. And then you have the main structures, the central structures, which are more complex and irregular. They too are made of the same dark metal and extend about 50 feet in height. You see several large indentations that look like massive metal doors on either side of this front area. And in the front, you see a small opening. It looks like about the size of a humanoid. And it appears to be currently open, and you can see into the dark interior. And then behind it, you see a 200-foot high dark metal wall that seems to be incomplete, but seems to protect the back side of the structure. So what do you do?
Wow, I know Yawning Abyss didn't have much of a sense of humor, but I wonder if he would find an amusing irony in this place.
Yes,
But you mentioned. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I didn't have anything important to say just yet.
I'm just
Alright.
trying to figure out how to get
Is,
to it.
is there, if from, I mean, are we close enough to the room that we can see, I mean, we're seeing everything from where we're at because of the height that we're at, right?
Exactly. Keep in mind that it is about roughly 700 feet from where you are to the center.
Right.
mentioned
So
that they were
everything.
moving.
Go
Sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Point out there was moving stuff on top of these things, right?
You didn't see anything moving.
Oh, I thought there was something rotating or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. You did see. Thank you. You did see something moving. So these 4 towers, like I said, they near the top there are rectangular openings that cover most of the width of the face, but are only half a foot high, and there are cylindrical object that's sticking out of each one of those openings, and seems to be moving back and forth like it's scanning.
I don't trust that.
Now, Mike, the question I was going to ask is, because of the distance and the height, I know everything is tiny looking, but can I see if there's any trace of the last expedition from where I'm at? Like any kind of signs of like something being built, like a makeshift shelter anywhere around?
You don't see anything like that in the crater itself. However, like I mentioned over here, you did see amongst the pillars bits of metal, wood, and other detritus that does not fit.
Can we stop by there first, guys? Just,
Sure.
I thought that other metal was the same stuff that the things down at the bottom are.
No,
made
it
out
definitely does not fit. It's not the same dark metal. It looks like, the kind of metal you guys would have. Just normal steel or iron, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I definitely want to check that out first.
Yeah, I don't trust getting close because I think that those 4 towers are probably fairly dangerous. I think they're probably trapped somehow,
of. They're like ballistas.
basically.
All right. So you guys should be able to move the marker, so you can go ahead and where do you go?
You said it was like here, right?
Yeah, so over here.
So I can't move the token, so whoever wants to move the token, can you move
I
it?
can't move
Oh,
it either.
weird. I thought you guys would have access. All right. Oh, for some reason it's set to ire. That's weird.
He's the only one with the power.
He's on the driver's seat, just like turned off.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Wake up! You're asleep at the wheel.
Pico, can you move it?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Do we have to do 1 hex at a time?
No, you can move more. Just so you're going around. How close are you getting to the rim as you're going around?
Not close enough to fall in.
All right. So are you staying like
Just
the hex next to it, or
Move
are you keeping a
move
hex
it one
between you
back.
and it?
Let's just put it this way. I want to avoid being in any hex that has crater rim in it.
Okay.
So like this.
Okay. Fair enough. And as you're moving around, you notice that the cylinders sticking out of those towers seem to be tracking you.
That's not good.
And you finally come up to the expedition remains, which there is a flag there. I'm going to go ahead and raise it. So you approach, and you see that there are remains of carts. There are bones. There's bits of armor, bits of burnt wood,
I go
and
straight
some
to the bones.
surviving supplies. Sorry, go ahead.
I go straight to the bones, please. I like to investigate.
Okay. I'll get to that in a second. But the ground around the area looks charred, and several stone pillars seem to be, for the lack of a better word, melted. Shockingly little has survived, given the evidence of several wagons and probably dozens of people. Oreo, as you're going searching around the bodies, you find something, and it matches what you're looking for.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
What are you looking for?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, deal.
And one of the things you notice as you're going around, that if as the thing's tracking you, if you are standing near Galen, it just seems to pass by. But as you move further away from Galen, it seems to track you more and more accurately.
Me.
Wondering
Galen,
if
old
Galen,
buddy, old pal.
I'm wondering
not
if
going
Galen
in
is like
range
a
of the
cloaking
solar
device.
I'm not going within range of that solar beam.
No. I'm just saying maybe you want to stay close to the rest of us.
Wait a second, I
No,
have
you
a
want to stay
strange
close
question.
to me.
That's the point I'm
You've-
getting at.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
I am having a strange question, my friend. Now that we are here at the crater and you're looking down on all this strangeness,
Oh yeah,
do
do
you
I get to
remember
roll
anything?
a die? Yeah,
You
let's
get to
see.
roll a die, yes.
It's a D8, right?
It is.
Okay.
Can either or no because he's
Ah, damn it.
on compost.
So this almost seems familiar, but yet not.
No, not
Hey.
triggering anything.
Hey, Ire,
Yeah.
snap out of it, my friend. Look that way. And I kind of grab him and turn his head.
Okay, one of you can roll a d8 for him. Who wants to roll?
The
I'm
man
not
who's
feeling
forcing his head.
Fine, I'll go ahead and do it.
Okay, he shakes his head and shrugs.
Yeah, it looks
Come
like
on,
some
buddy.
type of building.
So yeah, so there's different types of buildings, like the towers. There's the pyramids. There's the tall pyramids. There's the tall towers with the chrome tops. There's the wall, and then yeah, the central building, like I said before, seems to have two rather large openings where they should be openings, but they're like metal doors, almost like you'd expect to see in a modern garage. And then in the front, you see a human-sized doorway, for the back of a better term, that appears to be open, and you can see darkness inside.
Okay, I'm actually interested to see something. For the sake of an experiment, if we move Ire away from us, does the do the things track him or no?
It does seem to track Ire.
Ire.
So, in fact, as you move him away, you hear, it's faint, but you hear a humming noise that's getting louder.
Okay, I'm gonna move back towards him. We don't
Okay,
want
the noise
that
goes
to be-
away.
That's
This
bad.
thing does not like him,
Yeah, no, it really doesn't like him. It was trying to zap him.
but it likes you.
I don't know why it
Um,
likes me.
I'm thinking you might be a way in.
Yeah, I was afraid you were gonna say that.
All right, so what do you do?
Let's keep investigating the camp a little bit more.
Yeah.
Are there any supplies that are salvageable that we can add to our own or no?
Do you find similar kinds of things that you had, but you find that most of it is burnt? You even found some canteens and some metal containers, and those appear to be melted. Not much has survived.
I'm curious, is there any reference as to who these people on the expedition were? I mean, I don't know if the people at the guild would have told us exactly who they were, but would there be any kind of proof as to who these were again?
I don't think they told you about who they were. They just told you there was an expedition. I don't think they were trying to hide it. They just didn't feel
Right.
like it was relevant.
Okay.
So Galen, have you found any way that could to help jog your memory more effectively?
Mm,
I don't know. Are you able to pray or something?
uh,
Well, pretty much the way that works is your memory's fragmented. So if nothing came up, it's probably not going to come up unless you change your circumstances. Like if you go inside, something might come up, but from
yeah,
out here, it's probably not.
my gods don't deal directly with knowledge, so probably not, but I might remember more if we went inside. We'll have to see.
Ragu,
can-
summon the power of Galvin Shrandrill to read his mind and just get that information out of him.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was gonna.
I will try. And I grab his head.
Nope.
No,
I could pray actually. I have like 2 favors with the church. Doesn't that equate to God favors too?
That's
Or is
more
that
like the
specifically
church giving you
church?
discounts on services and that kind of thing.
Is it too late to
Okay.
use your fate die on it?
I see a yawning abyss. An
You-
Oh, do you
empty
want me to
mind.
use a fate die?
You could use a fate die to re-roll your d8.
It's a 1 in 8 chance though that something actually comes of using the fate die. I'm not sure I want to spend a fate die on that.
But remember, next time you gain a level, if
Yeah, it's
you
not gonna
haven't
be
spent
again.
at least one fate die, it's just going to go to the heavens.
I've got a dumb idea. How far away are we from the rim right now?
I would say probably a good 70, 80 feet.
All
Are
right.
there cactuses and plants around this crater, or is it all just
You
plain
don't
dirt?
see any plants. You see rocks, but you don't see any plants within 700 feet of the crater rim.
All right.
I'm
What
gonna
about?
dig?
Go ahead.
I'm going to dig a foxhole for the rest of the party. I am going to start excavating a tunnel getting closer to the edge of the rim, but not all the way to the rim.
That's not gonna work out well. It's gonna crumble in
Please.
on us.
While he's doing that, I am going
Oh.
to go through all the herbs and stuff that I was collecting in an attempt to get Charback, and see if using my botany and herbalism that I can create a temporary mind altering memory jogging type potion.
Are you trying to make a psychedelic drug?
Some sort of, yeah, well, not necessarily, well, similar. Some sort of psychedelic drug that might help Galen jog his memory, spirit walk, sensing,
Okay, I will go
that
ahead.
whole Native American peyote
Yeah,
thing.
I get it. I'll let
You are
you.
not. You
I'll
are
let you
not
make
gonna
a
me
botany check
trip
for that.
balls next to the death beam. I don't want to. It's not a safe place for
I
me.
cover Galen's mouth and I say, just
Right,
do it
right.
already.
All right,
I think
you are wildly successful. You make a psychedelic
Oh
drug.
Jesus Christ! It's so potent.
I can just give Galen, come here, man, my friend.
All right,
I want you to close your eyes and concentrate on this thing here.
Yeah,
Now
get
take
me
a little
real.
sip.
Get me real
And tell
high.
us everything you're sensing right now, man.
Okay,
Yes.
deal.
All right,
Deal.
so one of two things happens. One is you were high.
Yeah.
The second thing that happens is you get to roll your d8 again.
Okay. Oh my God. This
But
is so
you have
sad.
disadvantage on all dexterity-based actions and saving throws.
Oh,
All right, I'm gonna
Only
use
for
the fate die.
temporary.
I'm gonna use the fate die.
All right.
I really, really want to know what this is. God damn it.
oh.
Okay,
Use
you
another.
used one fate die.
No, I'm not gonna use 2 on it.
I was going to say,
Just one.
did that psychedelic give him a bonus to his first D8 roll? I was trying to
No.
get to that, but everybody did it so quick.
Oh no, because normally he wouldn't get to roll again, and so
Okay.
its bonus is it that allowed him to roll again.
But now
Okay.
that you're high, you're probably gonna think that it's perfectly normal to go in there now.
I
So
actually kind of want to go in because the entire crater is breathing.
Now, hold on. Let me do something here first. I'm trying to do this experiment without getting anybody killed.
Okay.
So there's 2 parts, well, 3 parts of my plan, I guess. Part 1, dig foxhole. The foxhole is just for everybody to hide in so they don't have line of sight to the sentry turrets.
Fair enough. You've done that.
away from everybody else. I'm digging a tunnel underground towards the edge of the crater, but I'm not going to excavate all the way into the crater. Short of the crater, I'm going to dig a tunnel up so that there's a view to the sky there.
Okay.
With that out of the way, I am then going to conjure up a minor illusion of basically ire.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
It only likes
That is-
people. This is too much planning. My gods, call me. I start towards the rim.
All right, you start towards the rim. Once you get there, it's pretty steep at first. So, are you going to try to climb down?
Come, my friends.
I will be his entourage. I will be in front and helping him out.
All right, let's begin the
Wow.
climb.
All right, both of you
I'll
make.
stick close to him. I'll stick close to him too.
So, whoever's climbing, go ahead and make a DC 12 climb check.
And I only get disadvantage on this, right? No
Wait,
mind.
Not with me holding on to you. I'll tie a rope around your waist if
What
I
is
have to.
what is a DC 12 timing check? Is that just athletics or can I use acrobatics?
Oh,
That should be athletics.
it's athletics. If you don't have the climb sub-skill, then it is athletics. And
Well, that's the other thing too, that the cats have a climbing like speed to them. So can there be some sort of bonus because they can actually climb?
oh, that's true. You do have a climbing speed, and the surface isn't it isn't super hard to climb. So for Tabaxi, you don't have to make a roll.
So I'll take my time to make sure that I can help them out and anybody else that might need it.
All right, so Galen, because you're getting helped out, you normally have advantage, but you have disadvantage, so it cancels out, so it's just a normal climbing check.
And if he falls, I still got a rope tied around his waist.
Okay.
Okay, so no disadvantage.
Yeah, so it's just
Just
a
normal?
flat DC 12 athletics, unless you have the climbing sub-skill.
Okay, and I have favored by the gods, so that's not going to help. I'm
All
falling.
right, so you start.
I catch you.
You start to roll or fall and roll, and then you get caught by Ragu, who has to make a strength check.
Please don't drop me off the cliff. That would make me so
All right,
sad.
so Ragu, you're holding on to him. It's a jolt, but you're able to pull him back up. And you notice that those cylinders were tracking right at you, Ragu, when he got further away. So he got him back just as the humming started.
I kind of throw Galen over my shoulder, and I'm gonna have to fire him and carry him down in some way.
Can I help?
Gotta-
Can I help Ragu on his way down instead? Then, if that's the case.
Yeah, that
Okay.
could be
Could
helpful.
rappel down.
Yep, go ahead and make you're climbing, but you get help, so you get to roll again.
Oh yeah, advantage.
Is there anybody who's not going?
Nobody should be doing that. You would die if you do that.
I would like to go.
Everybody should be making like climbing, otherwise they're gonna get shot at, right?
Yeah, everybody needs to stay
Everybody has to
close
be
to.
really close to him. Yeah.
I've got him over my shoulder. Ori's right next to me. Everybody else had better be close, please.
So
And
And I'll try
Ragu,
and make our way down.
and Oreo and Galen, you've made it down. So I am going to go ahead and
Wait a second. Didn't anybody else come? Hello? Anybody else coming?
Yeah, because my intention is to help for everybody to come down. At least that was the
Yeah.
intention. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to stay out of this because I have disadvantage on everything right now.
Well, no, you don't have to make a roll. You're a cat. We just discussed that. That's
Yeah.
fine for.
Yeah,
but
you
that's
come.
not the only thing. Okay, like I may not have to make a roll there, but I'm gonna have to make a roll on everything else.
Just stay in the back.
All at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Just
Stay
stay in the back
but
for
please
now.
come.
But
You
just
can't
please
hide in the
come.
hole though. You're gonna get
Exactly.
shot. You're gonna get shot by the beam.
Yes.
I'll be fine up here.
I
Come,
don't know
come
about
down with
that.
us. We
Oh
might,
my God.
we might run into something arcane that we need your help with.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm gonna roll a disadvantage on that too. I mean, I'm really not up to this.
How late in the day is it?
it's pretty late. It's going to get dark in probably an hour.
Well, we're
Wait,
still
Come
around
with us.
Galen,
We'll
Oh,
camp
this is
down
our
at the
first
bottom.
move we've
Oh,
made
okay,
today.
yeah. In that case, it's still the first. It's still around noon then.
Come on with us. We might need your help. We'll keep an eye on you.
You don't have to
Maybe
make
we'll
a
rest
single
on
roll
that.
the
Part
rest
of
of the day.
useless do you not understand? Here's my plan. Up here, see if I find any clues to the encampment, which I'm not likely to, and I'm just going to rest in a foxhole and hope I don't get worse.
Okay, but here's the thing. I know you'll be quote unquote useless if you come with us, but you won't be dead.
Are you sure? I doubt it.
As long as you're
Alright.
next to Galen, you're not gonna get shot at.
I mean, you
Yeah.
might die.
I'm gonna ask a metagaming question. Jeremy, can he burn a fate dice to get rid of 1 level of exhaustion?
No, but he could burn 2.
Ooh,
That's tough.
that's a price.
No.
Jeez.
Not worth
Worth
it.
it.
Is there a potion that I might be able to think
There
of that
are.
might?
I think there are potions that deal with that, but you're not going to be able to make one here.
Okay.
Anyway, what is Devok doing? Devok, I didn't hear what you were doing.
You're coming down.
I can hear you.
We're down.
So what are you going to do?
Yeah, he was making his climbing check. That's the strength
Yeah.
athletics.
Oh,
check.
okay.
He's
So yeah,
climbing.
okay. So he's with you. So Pico's the only one. Pico and I are the only two that stayed behind. Correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. You find yourself on the plane of the crater. It is still sloping downward, but it's become gentler. It's probably steeper than you're comfortable with normally, but there's no rolls involved. And you see metal debris all around you. So what are you going to do?
And that's normal metal, not the weird metal that these things are made out of. Or is that
No, this is
string?
this is the same dark metal debris, but somehow it's almost like it's paper that's got ripped into pieces and thrown about.
A couple of small chunks of it I would like to take. Are there any like writings or scrawls, or like if it had a bunch of glyphs of some sort on it, and then as it was ripped apart, there might be a letter or two on the pieces?
No, this seems to be devoid of any sort of glyphs, but the surfaces are rather damaged, and so there might have been something at one point. But
Okay.
anyway, so what do you guys do?
I am beelining straight for the door.
You're right
I'm
now
still
in fireman
carrying you.
Terry. I was gonna say, don't even
Oh.
start.
I'm not allowed to
you're
walk.
leaning, I've got you over my shoulder.
Yeah.
You're leaning around the other side going, let's go that way. Yeah, mule. And I'm carrying you.
Go that way. I'm
All right, so
attempting
what do you
to
do?
go towards the door.
We're heading towards it, but I want to still be mindful of what's the surrounding structures. Like, is there any changes even as we're getting closer? Is there anything different that happens as we get closer?
All right, so you move forward maybe 100 feet, 'cause that's the size of the hex, and you notice that you might notice. So because Pico's not here, I'm going to have all of you make a survival check to see if you notice something.
Boy.
All right, Oreo, you notice that there are rather large footprints all over the ground here, and they look like they're very old and definitely not fresh, which is why you didn't spot it sooner. But they're giant. They're humanoid. It looks like 2 feet. But whatever made those footprints, you would guess is anywhere between 8 and 12 feet tall.
I guess
And-
these may be the giant automata.
And many of them. But otherwise, nothing has changed yet.
Okay, so I mean, I guess most of us noticed that, and if not, then I'll make it obvious for everybody else that that's
Devok
there. So,
noticed it. Vragu did not. But anyway, yeah, you tell everybody. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I think we should be good to move one more hex forward, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you move forward another 100 feet, and you get closer to the towers, and you get a better look of the dark metal, and it does match the debris, but in its pristine condition, it looks seamless and whole. You don't see, I mean, there's some dirt on it and whatnot near the base, but it's held up surprisingly well in this weather, and seems extremely solid. And you notice that as you approach the pyramid, that the top of the pyramid, that crystal or glass that was glowing white but pulsing, has stopped pulsing, has become solid. So what do you do?
What does that mean?
Uh, it might be for proximity to Galen here. Maybe we should just keep going and observe it more. We have not enough information right now.
Have we figured out how far from Galen we can be before we start setting off alarms?
About 10 feet.
Dang.
Ooh.
So everybody stay close to me. I'm not letting him wander off.
What? Wander off.
No, you're not
I'm
going
carrying you, remember? You'll be finding a few others.
Okay, so yeah, I think we should just keep moving forward. I mean, do we want to check these things out first, or do we want to go straight to the part that's open while it's still daytime?
I think maybe yes,
Yes to what?
to get inside.
We should at
As
least
we
take a
pass by
peek.
these things here, are there any writings or scrawls on them or, anything
No,
like that, or are they just
but given
plain?
the conditions they have to survive in, you wouldn't expect any of that on the outside.
Okay.
As you move forward, is that the direction you wanted to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You
Eventually.
continue to move forward, and you notice that you have these look a lot like garages, and you notice that the one to the right has started opening, although it's opening slowly.
They call to me.
And the opening at the front is still open. You can start to see a little bit inside, and you see what looks like some sort of long hall that leads off into the darkness. So what do you do?
Do we want
To
to
the
wait?
garage.
Do we want to wait and see what's in the garage, or do we want to beeline it to the door before the garage finishes opening? Actually, that's 200 feet away, isn't it?
Yeah. We still have to
So
get closer, so maybe
yeah,
to the one that's directly north, which I
Okay.
believe is to the garage, right? That's where
Yeah.
yeah.
All
so
right,
we'll
you move
towards-
forward, and the garage, this is like this metal surface, is about a quarter of the way up, and you see giant metal feet on the other side, and you can hear this humming and whirring sound coming from behind. And at this point in time, you're probably close enough that you can see into the building and you can see the tunnel. So what do you do?
I think maybe it's a tunnel. Do we want to mess with a giant robot? If
Nah,
it's gonna
yeah,
shoot
yeah,
at us?
yeah.
It's not gonna shoot at us. It's a friend.
Okay, buddy.
So what do you do?
That is some potent weed, man. Holy shit.
It's peyote. We're gonna go to the tunnel.
All right.
Yeah.
So you enter the structure, and as you enter, the temperature immediately cools off, and you can see that the ground near the entrance is covered with dirt from the outside. But as you get further in, that dirt falls away, becomes less common, and you have this pristine metal tunnel leading off into the darkness. And that's where we'll end the session.
All right.
Uh-huh.
While they're doing that, I was going to use my lenses to try to search the encampment. I don't know if that'll help anything. That's about the only thing I can do while they're off doing that, I guess.
Okay. So, yeah, you're definitely searching around. You can go ahead and make a perception check while I am calculating this.
All right.
You're still
Well,
rolling though.
yeah. Oh,
It's a disadvantage, isn't it? Because you're at the.
well, I was going to use the lenses, which give me advantage,
Oh,
and then that would
gotcha.
counteract the disadvantage.
Fair enough.
Gotcha.
And then I'll look at your results momentarily. So once I get through this. And let's see. So Pico, you definitely got all of the misses. Devok, I think you got 2 misses. Galen, did you miss anything?
Galen, yeah, he failed a dex save to avoid being restrained by ooze.
Okay.
I
And
also fell off a cliff.
oh,
I rolled
fair
2
enough.
natural
That's
ones.
true. And Ragu, Oreo, did you miss anything?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did twice.
Twice. All right.
Yeah. She failed a dex save to avoid being restrained by an ooze and failed to find one of the discs that I've also failed to find.
Alrighty. So, to get back to you, Pico, you search around and you happen to find a part of a chest that survived. And inside you find a box with half a week's left of rations. I was making a week's left of rations to keep it simple. And 27 silver coins. This is obviously from the expedition. And as for experience points, for the session, everybody gets 390 experience points. And it looks like everybody gets the 60 points from learning by failure, except for Ire, who wasn't here. But Ire will get the 390 next time, but obviously he won't get the total XP.